Hello, hello. Good evening. Welcome back to Mik'd. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Today is Wednesday, July 27th. What? Oh, we look good. We kind of color coordinate. You're a little dark. Yours is a little darker than me. I mean, you're darker than me, a little darker than me. Hey, if you wore this color, you'd be popping, Coach. You'd be popping. Hey, you'd be looking good. I wore this one. I got a nice little tan. You got a natural tan. Yeah, you're good. You look great. Got a great show today. Gavin Dugas announces he's coming back to LSU. He's going to be on video call in the 7 o'clock hour. I'm going through the headlines. We're trying to figure out, okay, what do we want to talk about? We don't have a ton of structure to the show, which makes the show great. But we try to get organized a little bit about topics, and then we just go off on a tangent from there, right? I'm looking through the headlines. I'm trying to figure out how I want to talk, what I want to talk about. And we keep going down. It's like, damn. Football headline, football headline, football headline, football headline. Boys, football is here. All 32 teams have reported for training camp in the NFL. LSU is starting to get their underway. They're starting to get their shit going. All their players are coming back. Obviously, there's a ton of talk about the quarterback battle. Brian Kelly had a lunch today at the Rotary Club, so we had some quotes from him. Obviously, he's not going to give out too much information. What? What are we laughing about?
Fucking Stewie got me with the mute on my own headset, and I was like, I can't hear Mikey. I don't know what's going on. I could see your levels popping. I was like, why can't I hear? I was. God damn it! You even told me you were gonna. Damn it!
Little producer prank.
Yeah, it was a little producer prank.
Oh,
I was wondering why Lloyd was so quiet.
Little team camaraderie. Lloyd was going. I'm like, are we not live right now? Or what's going on?
Take the pebble from my hand, grasshopper, and he did.
I felt the panic from him. I just didn't really
I
know
didn't
what was
panic.
going
I
on.
was just. I knew it.
Little producer prank, but
I like it.
Fun.
It's okay. It's all fun and
I
games.
can ruin your life.
Hey,
I didn't touch everything.
hey, listen, I'm a lot nicer. I don't know if you want to mess with that in the morning.
Yeah, that's yeah, exactly.
That's a tough one in the morning. You're playing with fire right there. But
All is fair, love and war.
That's good. That's good. We're all back. Lloyd's back. We're having fun. Like I said, Brian Kelly had his lunch today. Said some things. Nothing crazy. Nothing earth-shattering. But it's nice to start hearing about it. You can feel the energy.
Fucker.
You can feel the juices flowing. You can feel a lot of things happening. Like football is back, and I couldn't be more happy about it. Now listen, we're still going to be talking baseball. We're still going to be talking. Gavin's coming in today. We talk a little bit of MLB, but listen, we're not. I know we don't want to talk about it. Y'all don't want to hear about it, but we're going to do it because we like it.
I got a couple texts today already about fantasy football. So
I haven't gotten in yet.
So it just lets me know, like, this is literally the time where people
it's
are walking
happening.
out on the field and they're
It's
like,
happening.
bro.
It's happening. So let's jump into it. Joe Burrow has a little surgery, appendectomy, and appendicitis. No big deal. He'll be ready for the season. He'll be ready for really the preseason. He's not going to miss too much time. It's not that big.
They must have like a big conditioning test the first couple of days. He was like, nah, bro.
Well, I mean, I've never had my appendix taken out. I've never had appendicitis, but I've heard people who've had appendicitis and it is miserable.
Sean did.
Yeah, Sean did. Sean's bought in on the show. Sean's like, I want to come on a lot. Like,
Oh yeah, he just went
you know why?
mega viral.
Let me tell you why. Because Sean's like, bro, I've been getting 40, 50 text messages. I'm like, yeah, dude, what do you think we told you was going to happen? You come on here, we have fun. We literally, if we could put a camera out in my back room, in my backyard, of like our like,
We can.
of like our outdoor area where we sit down and we all hang out there with the boys. That's basically what this show is.
Yeah.
Boys are talking, we're having a good time, and Sean got to experience it, and then Sean got a little bit of the attention.
He's number one storyteller. So
Number one storyteller.
He finally comes and tells a story.
Him or Buzzy.
People love
we gotta
it.
get Buzzy on here too.
Yeah, we do. People love it, and now he wants back.
No, and I want him back.
Of course.
I want him to be bought in because the
should
more
be.
personalities we
We told
have
him
on,
that
the better, right? But so that's good.
Yeah, of
It's
course.
good enough. But he's had appendicitis. I've never had it, but I've heard it's painful and it's miserable. He's going through it. He's gonna have the surgery. It's not a big issue.
His appendix ruptured or something, didn't it? Like, I'm pretty sure he had like the emergency.
Yeah, well,
surgery.
that's not good.
Yeah.
Appendicitis feels like you're getting like a knife.
I mean, I think it's
jabbed
still
in
the
you.
same thing, but
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying,
just-
like, I
he
think.
didn't- I don't think
I
Joe's
don't know.
ruptured. Maybe he did. I don't
I
know. We
don't
don't know
know.
any details. But he has that. He's gonna be fine.
Goats don't have appendixes.
Goats don't have appendixes. That was a great point.
He 100% just Googled that. There's just no way he knew that off the top of his
I
head.
did
he did
Google
good.
it. I googled it when I saw the news.
He
What
I
a
tweeted
great
it.
place for your brain to go. Be like, wait, Do goats have a?
How did you
Like,
know
what was the actual?
If he Googled it, he thought about
What did
Joe
you
Burrow
actually
goat.
type
I know,
in?
but did you think like, does everybody have? Like, what made you want to Google that?
Goats
He's
and
a goat.
Yeah, he's the goat.
That's not what you type in.
That's a great. I mean, listen, my mind did not go that way.
Well,
Me either.
my mom was like, "How can I make this a funny tweet?" And I was like, "Well, he's a goat. Let me see if goats have appendixes." And I looked it up, and they don't. I was like, "Cool, this is a."
That's
funny
why
tweet.
you're on our social media.
Exactly.
That's why I don't do it.
Is it appendici or no? I guess there's only one.
Appendixes.
Appendix.
Appendix
Yeah, they don't
is
have an
appendicitis.
appendix.
Yeah. You
And
can't
it's
plural
an
it.
appendectomy.
Yes.
So you have an appendix, but you get appendicitis, in which it in turn causes an appendectomy.
Absolutely. Thank you, doctor.
Dr. Mahtook. Call me doctor.
My appendices hurts.
Yeah.
What?
Hey,
Excuse
you
me?
wear, that's what, like, you have medical device sales or, like, all these reps have to wear scrubs and, like, they look like a doctor. I've had stories about my friends who do that, and they had these guys.
Wait, they give them clothes?
You have to wear scrubs.
Yeah, you gotta wear
in
scrubs.
in the hospital. So, like, they have one of our buddies. Not gonna say the name because I'm sure I don't want to get him in trouble. You know him; he's very funny. He had his house, and
May have been on the
he
show.
before one of his other careers, before he was doing now, he was a medical device salesman. Right? He was selling medical devices or whatever. So he shows up because he's getting his house repainted, and the guys painting his house always saw him in his scrubs, so he thought he was a doctor. So he comes in and he talks to Bo. Shoot.
Oh yeah, you kept that one a secret. Let me tell
That's an
you.
all-timer for you. It's just literally 30 seconds. Anybody could be Bo.
Moral of the story is.
He thought he was a doctor,
Hey,
so he goes, my wife hurt her knee, what do I do? And Bo said, ice and elevate. So he told him.
hey, moral of the story is don't tell Mikey your secrets.
I
'cause
mean,
they're coming out at
That
some
really
point.
wasn't a secret, but I was trying. He's just fine. He didn't give him anything bad. Ice and elevate.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that information.
From the doc.
I mean,
Another
I'm
information
sorry.
from somebody that's not a doctor, you don't even need your appendix.
You don't need
It's
your
just
appendix.
not. It's there for no reason.
I don't know why it's in there. I don't know why God put it in there, but he did.
It helps with your good gut health, like the good bacteria in your gut. That's what it's there for. It stores it for you.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah,
You do have a doctor in the family, though. So.
absolutely. It runs in the family. I'm gonna
Family
take over the family
business.
business.
But so I think that's not going to be an issue. I think he's going to be fine. Saints kick off their practice. Michael Thomas on the field. Been almost 2 years since he's actually been on the field. Taken off the PUP list, which is great. Can't be on the PUP list and play. We found that out before the show.
You didn't know that?
I knew you could, but I knew it was preseason. I knew it was a little different. But obviously, I didn't know if like he was full team practice or if he was just doing workouts on the field. Just being there.
He did the individual stuff. He didn't do the full team.
Right, but I thought that individual you could still be like, so you were practicing with the team, but I guess he was technically with the team.
Well, they put you on the list. It's basically to create another roster.
That's what, and I knew that. I just didn't know if preseason, whatever.
Yeah,
but off the pup lift, I practice.
It's like being on a DL. Like you
Right.
on it, you
Yeah,
can't
you
play.
can't do anything. Yeah, you can work out on your own.
Yeah, you can
Like
do stuff on your
rehab.
own, but like you can't.
Yeah,
You're not
I
part
get
of the
it.
team.
That makes sense. He gets in the interview, and Jeff Duncan wrote a couple interviews, a couple pieces on Michael Thomas about him holding the team back last year and all these things. And so Michael Thomas on the podium, and Jeff Duncan asked him a question about, hey, how do you handle all this stuff that people say? And he's like, hey, bro, you're the number one motherfucker who's been writing all this shit about me. Like, what the fuck do you think? You're gonna ask me that question? You're the one asking me. You're the one writing
You're
this
the one
stuff.
that wrote all this.
Like,
Yeah,
what do you
he-
mean? You're suspect number one. Like, what do you mean?
You're the one always writing that BS.
Yeah, like, but I'm glad to see him back. I think he obviously bought in. Saints have weapons.
Jarvis
looks
looks good.
good in the 80. Love the picture in the Saints 80 with the Lutcher and the LSU.
I'm
one.
just thinking
Fire.
about this because I don't
Fire.
know. You had to have seen this. Yeah, I love that too. But I know you had to have seen this. Please tell me you saw recently the interview Nick Castellanos did with the one reporter.
Yeah.
Which one?
He got into it with a reporter.
Nick's
too.
my favorite.
No, he
interview
got
in the world.
into it with the
He got
reporter.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it.
It was
So-
like 3 days ago.
So they were asking him. He was asking him if the reporter asked him, "Did you hear the boos after your strikeout at home?" And he was like,
Oh, he's getting booed.
He's like, "No, I went deaf after I struck out." And then he was like, and then the reporter was like, "You should be able to handle this question." He's like, "You shouldn't ask some stupid ass question like that." And they got into it.
And the reporter got
"You
like
should be able to
in his
handle
face,
it."
and he was
What
just.
reporter was it?
I
Do
don't
you know?
remember.
No.
I don't remember.
And there's a deep
dude.
drop to left by Castellanos.
It was the Phillies beat writer though.
What's that? Oh, yeah.
This
But,
was literally a couple days ago.
Nick is when he gives interviews, it's so much fun for me because it's like, what is he gonna say? He never really says anything dumb, but he's not scared to go at him.
Well, he went at him, and the guy didn't take it very well at all.
I love that.
So when you bring up the Michael Thomas thing, made me think of that because that just happened.
It was funny.
That.
Yeah.
I love that. But
they had to drag the reporter out of the locker room.
he's not. The reporter's probably not gonna be able to go in there. Oh, he's
He's a beat writer.
He's a beat writer on a lot of men. But like some reporters,
he won't be doing interviews with Nick anymore.
Hey, there is a reporter that was trying to write a story about something that happened in the clubhouse in Detroit.
Yeah.
Right, and it was before I got there, but he was trying to write the story at 17 when I was there. And so he was trying. Nobody told him anything, but he eavesdropped. He was one of those guys that was just sitting there and just like want to hear all the juicy stuff, right? And so, can't just a weasel, bro. Nobody liked him. So he's sitting in there, and I guess he heard
can't
some
win
stuff.
with him.
And it was about some prominent guys on the team, like.
Need more dogs.
Can't win with them.
It was an issue. Like if this story comes out, absolute issue.
Yeah.
And so he goes to one of the prominent guys on the team and says, "Hey, I wrote the story. These are the details that I got on the story. Can I get a quote from you or confirm I'm gonna run this with or without whatever? Like I just want to know." This guy says, "If you run this story, you will be fucking excommunicated from this locker room, from this clubhouse. You won't be able to step foot in this door, and I will ruin your career. Like, you can't, nobody gave you this information. You've eavesdropped, and this is going to ruin our, like, and this is, it had nothing to be, it had no reason to be said other than the fact that you are literally just fishing. Story did not get run.
Shouldn't be running.
Guy was in
I don't even need to know what it is.
Guy was in there, right? So the guy comes into the clubhouse again later on in the year, and this gets all whatever, and we're in Kansas City. I've told you this story, but I don't think I ever told a story on air, and here on the show. So we're in Kansas City, and the same guy is just chilling, like because the reporters get an hour.
The same beat writer.
Same beat writer.
Yeah.
Reporters get an hour of time in the clubhouse, right? Most guys come in with their questions with the guys they want to talk to, and they bounce. This guy doesn't do that. He goes in there, he'll go and like get all the quotes and stuff and like ask the questions, and then he'll just linger and linger and linger, right? So we're sitting in the clubhouse, and we all got like the big like cushion chairs in our locker and all this stuff, and he's the last one in there. And so he's sitting there like behind these chairs like this, just watching TV and just kind of like, just listening. So Kinsler, who's my favorite.
How's that even a thing?
Kinsler goes in to the kitchen where we had the food in, whatever, makes a plate of food, gets a towel, and he gets a chair. So it was at him and Justin Upton. So Kinsler has the chair, and Upton's got the food and the towel. And so, Kinsler's got the chair and the towel. So Kinsler goes up to him, takes the chair, and pushes it underneath him so he has to sit down in the chair. He sits down in the chair, pulls him back, puts the towel over him, and Upton gives him the food. He goes, "Hey, bro, make yourself comfortable, homie. Sit down here, eat the food.
Stay a while.
You want a
Since
beer?
you're here all the time.
Yeah, he goes,
Stay a while.
Since you want to hang out with us and you want to be part of the team, hey, you want a beer? You want me to get you something? Anything else you need?" And the guy looked at him. He goes, "All right, hey, sit there." Made him eat the food.
Oh
in
my
front of the whole
God.
locker
He
room.
ate the food?
Made him he just made him sit there.
Did he taste the food?
Yes.
That's all.
The food touched his tongue.
Yes. Because they made him, and he never ate.
Can't win
Needless
with
to
him.
say, he was not in the locker room for much longer.
Well, even if you don't eat the food, you're not in the locker room for much longer. Like, you're just in a tough spot, coach.
Hey, he realized damn.
Yeah, they don't like me.
Well, I shouldn't do this.
I can't work with these people.
At some point, Savvy's so separately. At some point, you look around like, damn, I'm the only reporter left in here. I probably should leave. I don't have any questions to ask anybody. I'm just hanging out.
First off, that shouldn't even be a thing. That should kind of be like part of the
No.
thing anyway. Like you ask the questions when you're done interviewing.
But there's a ton. We're in the media now. I'm not going in there asking, but there's a ton of good media people. There's like 95%.
No,
of them are great,
that's not the
right?
point of
Yeah,
it. And then
right.
here's the thing: like you could be done asking questions and done interviewing, and maybe you're having a off the record conversation with someone. But like once that's over,
Yep.
you should be
doubt.
out. Like
You should be allowed to just sit there and watch the TV.
That's what I'm saying. Like there
doubt.
should be someone policing that. Like, hey, buddy, it's your time. Get on out.
Or,
And they do.
unless you are just
Usually.
absolutely nails with the guys, they'd be like, look, I ain't going to say anything. Like, We're cool.
Yeah, but
that's invited in. That's a completely different. You know what I mean? That's different.
But I mean, it was funny. Like there's a bunch of those.
Yeah, he made him. He literally hazed him in front of everyone else.
There was something else that happened. There's something else that happened in there. And I'm gonna keep that one.
It's the anchor man.
Yeah. It was just like, it was great, and I was like, damn,
where'd they put the towel at?
Around his neck, like he was like
Colombian necktie.
I wish one of them would have took his shoes off. Be like, hey, let's stay.
It was awesome. I was like, damn. This was like, and this is like when I was starting to play well. So like I was like kind of like part of the group, you know. I was like, damn.
Oh, you could get some kicks in.
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome.
Zero feels, sir.
But we kind of talked about this on Monday's show. We briefly talked about it. Didn't really skip over it, but like we had, other stuff that we were doing, interviews or whatever. Let's talk about this Kyler Murray thing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are talking about it, as they should be. First of all, congratulations on him for signing that big-ass deal, right? Like, he has 150 of it guaranteed. Congratulations. Now there's stipulations in a contract, in all contracts, that allow you to say, hey, you're guaranteed this money, but you did something that that says you can't do in the contract, so we can void it. But I don't think I have ever seen this type of stipulation in a contract in a professional sport, right? My family knows I'm on the show, and they still call me.
It happens all the time.
That's unbelievable.
Not just to you, just you'll get used to it. It's like,
when was the last time you got? I'm just asking a literal question. Obviously, you did just do studying for something. When was the last time you got rewarded for studying? Like legit rewarded.
Outside of like making a good grade on a test. Like that's my reward.
Outside of like the result of what you're studying for. Yeah.
Right.
Like actually, hey, you sat down and you studied here. You
maybe when I was like in fourth grade and like my mom made me do my index cards and like I got to go get dessert or something. Like, hey, good job, you studied for 2 hours today. Like,
I listened to like I don't know who it was. It was one of the analysts on ESPN on like NFL Live or something that kind of tried to compare that to like weight clauses and contracts and stuff like that. I'm like, bro, no. That's called professionalism. This right here,
no doubt.
Like this is straight up professionalism.
The fact that they have to put that in there is alarming, right?
Because here's where the weight clause you can't compare the two is when they leave and the season's over, you don't have supervision. You don't see them for 6 months.
Right.
If I got to pay you to do your job during the season,
no. Listen, you are signing up to play in the NFL and do this. That is part of what you're supposed to do. If you want to be really good and you want to be worth the $200 plus million that you signed, like that is a normal thing that a great player would do.
Wait, and to me, the even bigger
and
like
4
crazy.
hours is like that's not.
Wait,
a lot.
The even bigger crazy part about it is in the clause, it's in good faith. Who's policing this then? Like, how do we know if this is void or if it's not?
Hey,
how's that in the contract? That's crazy.
They're spying on him through the iPad. They're gonna look at they're gonna get the thing, and the light's gonna pop up randomly, and it's gonna be like, oh my god, he hasn't run it, but he's playing video games. Well, I mean, of course you would think that. You would go right there.
I've heard stories.
What?
Oh boy.
Of what? So what? Of people trying to watch film and getting caught.
I mean, it's film technically.
Not on the game.
Oh, it's a game.
It ain't game film.
Ain't the right game film. But hey, and look, people have talked about this on other shows, and people have talked about how impressive it was.
Maybe.
No.
Ain't winning with that.
No.
Not on the field. Off the field. You win off the field with that.
It's an addiction.
I mean,
he's on FaZe Clan. What do you want from him? He wants to play video games. That's the whole reason for all of this is because he's signed to a gaming contract. Like, they see this man online all of the time. It's like, you know what he could be doing? You know who's not on FaZe Clan? Tom Brady.
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. Yes.
But
name one.
Here's my thing, though. And the people have talked about it on other shows, and so I'm not like the fact that he has been this good and gotten this money and not watching film and not preparing is pretty impressive.
I'll say this.
Now listen, if he's watching film at this, I'm not saying he's not ever watching film. Like I'm not saying that but he's watching it in the comfort of the of the facility with somebody next to him.
It's not allowing him to take his game to the next level.
He's not doing it himself.
I'll say this. This is all I'll say on it. And this is just really how I feel about it. I think you could agree too, like when you were in high school, like there was, I know for me personally, like in high school that I distinctly remember certain people who were much better athletes, but they didn't have the discipline to do what it took to get on the field just in high school. You get to college, it's the same thing. You get to professional ball, it's the same thing.
Every level gets more magnified and more magnified.
It is part of being a pro, right? This is the necessary things you need to do to be able to get yourself to necessary heights. And if I can't count on you to be a pro and I have to put it in your contract, well, what is this opening the door up for?
I mean, it's crazy to me that they gave him that. I mean, I guess they had to. They're kind of fuel to the fire, but like crazy that they gave him that much money with that in mind.
That much guaranteed.
Well, no, that's what's crazy about it can be voided if they decide that he hasn't watched the 4, so they can void $150 million guaranteed. So that's why it's not that crazy.
But that sounds also too like a knockdown, drag out lawsuit, right? just waiting.
No doubt, but they obviously tried to cover themselves with that in mind. And it's not like they just handed over.
No, I get it, but like in good faith, like how.
Now look, at the end of the day, he signed it, so like, I mean, if I'm being completely honest, if you are the player, good for you, because they're really not asking you to do anything.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Like they're not mandating to see that you take care of your business to be able to get your money. They're asking like, hey, we'll put it in the contract. Can you do it for us? Sure. Yeah, I'll do it. Whatever.
No doubt. I mean,
and I think a lot of it comes from, and I don't know if this is all. You've seen how the Cardinals have started throughout the years with Kyler Murray under center and with Cliff Kingsbury.
And
I think every
year 2-4, 2-3, 2-3 last 3 years.
In the back half of the year.
The back half of the year.
So I think that comes from other teams watching film and maybe your quarterback isn't adjusting.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
You're not making
I don't think it's all on him either. Like, don't get me wrong. I do think a lot of it's Cliff. Like Cliff has to.
Maybe they're both not doing it.
Yeah, Cliff's watching film. I just don't know if he knows.
I've seen his apartment. He's watching. He's up. He's up at night.
I don't think it's an apartment either. I think it's a very
nice house.
All white.
Look, he signed his deal. I'm happy that he signed his deal. I'm happy that he got paid. I love people getting paid. This is going to be a big year to see, okay, is he going to make that next jump? Like, is he going to be a game changer, or is he going to be hey, I'm super talented guy, and I can only get it so far, but, I'm fun to watch. Like a little human joystick running around the field, but I can't win the big one. Like, we'll see. This is about his 4th year. This will be his 4th year in the NFL. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. What's crazy to me is he signed this big deal. If all these guys signing deals and Lamar hadn't signed yet, and Lamar's
happy right now.
No doubt, but Lamar's negotiating, I guess, a lot to negotiate yourself.
Yeah. And
have to go and play going into the last year of your contract. You have an MVP. You've done things that Kyler hasn't done.
Yeah.
You've done things that Deshaun hasn't done.
I'm wondering if Lamar's going to play in any games. Like if he's going to.
He's going
No. I mean, like in the preseason. Like if he's going to be like, look,
I don't know.
I'm not getting in any games.
I would have to imagine their deal's about to get done.
I could see it dragging out through the majority of camp.
Even though, did you see the quotes from the anonymous GMs?
Yeah. No, it wasn't GMs. It was D coordinators. Like,
D
coordinators.
So dumb.
Dude, I don't care if he wins league MVP 12 times. I don't think he'll ever be a 1 as a quarterback.
This is dumb.
That's stupid.
Bill Polian's back in the league.
Take his first read away.
Huh?
Well, that's on Lamar.
Yeah.
They even said stuff on Pat Mahomes. Said, take his first read away, and what does he do? He runs. He scrambles, and he plays street ball. Anonymous defensive coordinator on Pat Mahomes. How come you haven't stopped him then?
I'm not listening to him. Whoever him is, he needs to.
Who's the worst defense? Who's the worst defense in the league last year? Who was like god awful? Do we know? Whoever it was probably him. That was probably what he was talking about.
Either that or somebody that absolutely burned him and probably came to the sideline and had some words for him. Somebody he talked some shit to, because that's just a very.
We've talked about it before. I think this is the best the NFL has been depth-wise of quarterbacks in a long, maybe ever. We've talked about that. What were you gonna say? Did I cut you off?
No. Worst defense, Bears, Cardinals. But, I mean, it was whoever.
It was probably the Bills.
Nah, it wasn't a good team. I guarantee you it was a bad team.
You don't normally hear the Bears being the worst defense in the league.
No, they're not very good. But it was whoever said
the Bears were the
whatever
worst team
he
in the league 'cause
whatever.
they scored like 6 touchdowns last
Right.
year. It's tough to
Do you
beat
not
them.
remember when Lamar was like pretty good for a running back, and he got
Right.
like whenever he was like 16 for 18 or whatever
Yeah.
with like 4
Yeah, that's what
touchdowns.
Napoleon
He's like,
was saying that.
yeah.
Yeah, right. But
Whoever it is the team that's not good and somebody that they've absolutely torched.
no doubt.
Yeah,
It's just
frustrated.
Bro, it's just people are like.
That said, it seems
How do
like
you
they've
keep
kind of
doing
figured him out in the playoffs.
Bro, playoffs are different animals.
That's what I'm saying.
You are playing the best teams in the league. Like
Same thing
For
for
sure.
Kyler when it gets
sure, like-
real.
and like now, let's see if they make the adjustment. Like, hey, you know what? This was what happened. Okay, let me go and make. It's hard to win in the playoffs, and that's why the elite of the elite are those guys. That's why everybody's so high on Joe Burrow right now, because I mean, obviously he was the #1 overall pick. He's a killer. He's a baller, and then but he takes a team where he had no offensive line, the most sacked quarterback in the league, coming off of an ACL injury in his second year in the NFL, takes his team all the way to the Super Bowl. That's why everybody's so high because like, hey, you're beating the best teams in the league every week, and you're not supposed to. And like that's the difference between why he's getting said like, oh, they're comparing him to Tom Brady already, all these elite Hall of Fame best ever quarterbacks, and they're still not giving Lamar those types of things because he hasn't won it, even though he's put up numbers, he's done things and all of that. But I know we talked a little bit about earlier in the year about the Browns, about how Baker was gone. He's in Carolina, and then
Threw the first pick of training camp today. Saw that.
Baker.
Yeah.
Nice.
Between him and
Hell
Donald,
yeah,
they were keeping
gunslinger,
track.
baby.
Nice. Hey, here's my question.
Oh boy.
Here's my question. Do you think?
Nope.
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 Nope. Nope.
Mm-mm.
I thought you weren't seeing that show. Nope.
Nope.
We're going together. It's going to be a team bonding experience.
I'm not going. Nope.
FaceTime me in.
Yep.
You'll
Nope.
watch the whole movie if I FaceTime
No,
you?
I'll just put the phone
I'll
down.
put the phone down on mute.
On mute.
Actually,
Not
now
watching.
mute. Volume down.
You have to turn the lights on.
I'm gonna put it face down.
How can I tell?
But do you think? So I love having DJ Moore on my fantasy team,
Yeah.
and part of me thinks that he's gonna have a bigger year with Baker, but then part of me is like, well, damn, Baker had all these weapons in Cleveland last year, and they didn't have good years.
He was hurt.
He was shit.
He was hurt.
Do I think what?
Do you think DJ Moore he's gonna be better with Baker or not?
Baker might not win the job.
I think it'll
You
be.
didn't see him all working?
I think it'll be very much in the same neighborhood of what he's done.
Which is good. He'll be
Yeah, I don't think it'll
he'll be a
change.
tier.
I don't think his numbers will change too much.
The whole reason I said this, the whole reason I even brought that up is because so Baker leaves. Deshaun Watson is whatever. We don't know what's going to happen with him. Let's say he's going to get suspended for something. Something, you would think. You'd hope. Maybe not. Who knows? But you would think. Trey Lance just became the number QB1 in San Francisco, which is kind of surprising, I think, that he announced it right now. But
Jimmy G's on the trading block.
we talked about Jimmy G going to Cleveland and being the guy in Cleveland for the year if Deshaun is suspended for the year or for an extended period of time. I think that becomes more of a realistic option now than it did before, especially now that they've already announced Trey Lance as QB1. Unless, there's no other. Where else is he going to go? Seattle?
Don't they?
Seattle looks like they're tanking.
Doesn't Cleveland have that guy that was a backup for the
Brissett.
Patriots and
Jacoby
went to
Brissett.
the Colts?
The thing is I feel
Brisket.
like this. I feel like so they gave Jimmy the chance, him and his agents the chance to go, quote unquote, find a trade partner. I feel like Cleveland had to already have been someone San Francisco targeted, and they probably didn't give what they wanted. So I don't know that that'll be the.
But
team
here's the
that it
deal
goes
now, like by Jimmy not being the starter, don't you lose a little leverage? Don't you lose a little like?
to.
You're not as of a hot commodity now. You're not gonna get as much because you're not the starting quarterback
I mean, I
anymore.
don't know. He went to the NFC Championship last year.
I
Didn't
get
he?
it. The running
He
back.
was a throwaway from the Super Bowl, from winning a Super Bowl. Jimmy G.
Yeah, he is.
Emmanuel Sanders a little over the top, but it's a little akin to.
I think. Well, yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say. I don't want to totally pivot from the conversation.
No,
but
go
it's
for
a
it.
little akin to what's going on at LSU. Do you name them early or do you name them late? Obviously, in the NFL, you use it because you have trade leverage. But
Right.
for LSU, you saw what happened at Baylor when Dave Aranda immediately named a starter, lets the guy enter the transfer portal. You don't know really what their backup situation looks like, but it's almost as if
I'm glad you
I'm
said
trying
that.
to do
think-
right by you.
I wanted to
I
pivot
think-
to college football.
Well,
a
I was
little
about to say,
bit, but-
just to add to that, I think San Francisco really went about it saying, we would love to get as much as we can for Jimmy, But the best thing for this team right
Yeah, it's
now
Trey
that's in
Lance.
win now mode is letting Trey know he is the guy.
Right, I
There's
get
no
that.
competition.
And not only good
you
for
are the guy.
Not only good for Trey Lance, good for the entire team.
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
right. Because
Like,
So I think they approached it that way.
No doubt. And I think
the Steelers.
what's that?
For Jimmy G, the Steelers.
No chance.
No.
No chance.
They don't have anybody.
They don't have-
Trubisky and
they're not
Pickett.
doing
I think Trubisky more.
They're not
than,
doing it. They got Trubisky
I like
and the young
Trubisky.
kid. They're not going to do it.
But
That's definitely.
you're talking about the QB.
I'm not totally against you there.
You're talking about the QB room for LSU,
LSU.
right? And when are they going to make a decision? We talked a little bit off airs. I think LSU is going to make it. I think Brian Kelly is going. I would say probably 2 weeks before the season starts. And I only say that because you don't want to say, okay, quarterback's getting announced the Monday before the Florida State game, and now he's getting all the 1 reps. I think it's going to unfold, but I think he's going to make.
Chair?
No, that's his chair.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I think he's going to do it because he gives them 2 weeks. Hey, you're 2 weeks of being QB1. You have 2 weeks to prepare. Like at some point, we got to really prepare with the package that we're going to use. Unless they use 2 quarterbacks, I don't think they're going to. But I don't know. I think that's what they're going to. He's not going to name them early.
No.
He's going to wait till I think about 2 weeks until the season starts. At least that's my prediction. Obviously.
I don't think anybody's going to know the answer to this in the room, which it's probably unfair for me to ask. But does anybody know the transfer situation with Jaden Daniels? If he's able to transfer out and not sit out a year?
I don't know that.
Regardless, because that's there's a lot of smoke of there. It's going in every which direction of like, oh, he can't transfer. He's a graduate transfer. He used it 1 year. There's a transfer rule coming up where you can leave whenever you want. So I understand why Brian Kelly's trying to navigate it this way. It's like, I don't want to lose anybody, and I don't know if I can actually keep somebody not against their will, but like kind of put them in a spot where they can't leave.
I get what you're saying. I don't think that's how. I don't think that's like.
That has to be the way you operate.
I don't think that's the way. I think he's operating with the best
He's
guys.
trying to keep
play.
2. He's trying to keep 2.
Yeah, but listen, Miles Brennan's going to transfer? No. So you're going to keep 2 no matter what.
Miles Brennan has 2 years to play too.
No, they're keeping 3 at least.
Yeah, but I mean Walker's there, but
No,
you're going to keep. You're keeping 2. You're always going to keep 2.
This is always to protect. I'm saying keep 2. Walker withstanding, like they're trying to protect.
Yeah, you're going to have 3 quarterbacks. You will keep. You will have 2 that aren't redshirted. I think no matter what, right? I think
I'm not counting Walker. I'm saying like I think they're keeping 3 simply because of.
They're not going to keep all 3 of the. No, there's no chance. Somebody's going to go try to like I said. That's why I asked the question if they're all able to leave.
Here's my deal.
I think whoever loses between Brennan and Daniels is probably out. Now the timing of it might not be this fall or anything, but they both won't be here next year.
Yeah, I'm not. They're not going to transfer now.
I'm talking about this year.
Oh no, I disagree.
They're not going to transfer and be a starting mid-season.
Where are they going to go start?
Nobody's going to give that to them.
Yeah, like who's going to? What are you going to transfer?
That's not going to happen.
Actually, Brennan could go to Southern Miss.
He could go to Southern Miss. Yeah,
okay, that's fine.
Okay,
that's fine.
Does he want to go to Southern Miss?
Like,
does he want to try to learn?
Obviously not.
But does he want to try to learn the playbook on day one?
It's spread, and he'll just go.
The guys
he's learned 6
work.
playbooks in 6 years.
It doesn't work that way. Like it doesn't matter what the playbook is. The verbiage could be different.
I know, but what would you do if you're like, I can either not play or go somewhere else where I don't really know the playbook, but I can learn it and start? He's going to be the starter if he goes there. Week 1.
Quarterback.
Okay, fine. Brennan, he goes. My point is, no matter what happens, you're going to have 3 quarterbacks in the room, 2 plus Walker redshirting, no matter what happens. Because at this point, by the time it's made, it's too late to transfer and go start somewhere unless you're Miles Brennan, you're going to go to Southern Miss.
Well, also,
right?
I think a good point is a lot of people think even if Nussmeier doesn't win the job week 1, you see him
exactly
get
my
some
point.
action
Exactly.
mid-season.
Like Nussmeier's not leaving this year.
Yeah.
And now if he doesn't play all year, he'll probably leave next year. But he's going to be here, which means one of the other 2 guys are going to start. Which means you have those 2 guys plus Walker. You're going to have 2 no matter what. They're not. 2 of them aren't leaving.
Do you think if Nussmeier wins the job that Daniels and Brennan both dip? Since they're the older guys.
That's the age-old question of who
I
you
don't
start
think
week
so
1.
because I don't think that they're both going to be able to go and transfer right now, right before the season starts, and get a job.
I also think
the job that they want.
I also think whoever doesn't win the job
Maybe Brennan at Southern Miss, but that's it.
But I also think whoever doesn't win the job out the gate will sit there and not be like, yeah, I'm definitely done. I don't have a chance to play here.
Exactly.
Like I think they're going to be like, well, let's see how this.
Because
thing
if
goes
it's a tight race,
and then if it goes for 3 weeks, that's season. They're not transferring after that.
if it's a tight race, who's to say that this guy doesn't play terrible his first game and you're the starter and you play 11 games and be the savior and whatever. Like there's a lot of guys that have done that.
Right.
And well, that's when you get into the the fan debate of do you want that to happen to LSU where you have a musical chair situation at quarterback?
I don't think
which
it's
is
musical
never-
chairs if it's one game and then 11.
Yeah.
Well, no,
I don't want.
exactly.
I definitely don't want it to be 5 and we're still wondering. And then
Right.
someone else is playing the next 6.
Well, that's,
Yeah,
what,
I don't want
that's what
that.
I'm saying. If you're saying you're keeping,
That's what I meant when I
if-
said. That's what I meant when I said when you got a room full of 4, you don't have one.
right.
So
But
I
you're
know
saying
I
you're
don't
gonna have
want-
a room full of 4.
Well,
No,
you're gonna have
three.
to have.
You're
a
gonna
room
have
full
to
of-
have
Right,
three
so-
quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, really 3. You're gonna have to have 3. Why? Because if one goes down, you need another one. And if that other one is down, well, he needs a backup. So you need 3. It doesn't matter if you don't. It doesn't matter if the other 2 are never gonna touch the field. You need 3. It has to happen.
They're only gonna get 2.
Okay,
2
we'll see.
and Walker.
That's
Yeah.
the 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, my
That's
point
what.
is,
That's
yeah.
literally what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, but and more.
This team needs 3. We don't have a solidified, certified. He is our starter. No, there is no question. He is the Heisman candidate. No question. You might have 2 in that room with the red shirt, but that's not here. So they're gonna have 3.
You just don't want Walker being 2 snaps away.
That's my bigger point.
Yeah, you're gonna have 3.
What? So you say you want 4 guys in
No,
there?
no,
Because
I'm-
you don't-
no, I'm saying
you
you're-
don't want Walker to have to be your backup. is what
You
I'm
want
saying.
Walker
Yeah.
to
No,
not
of
have
course
to
you
put
don't
on a
want
helmet
that,
this
but
year.
like,
Absolutely.
if that's the case, if you're on your 3rd quarterback in the year because the other two get hurt, that's just very unfortunate. Like that's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
95% of the colleges.
That's worst case scenario. It probably
Yeah,
won't
but say
happen.
now if
point.
that happens,
95%
then
of-
Walker's
yeah,
definitely
you gotta
he's
play.
definitely on deck.
Yeah.
95% of the colleges in this country. I mean, in the country, will that's what would happen.
Yeah.
If your first 2 guys go down, the 3rd guy who you don't want to have to put in there is going to be in there. That's just the way it works.
Which if that does happen at that point, you're probably just like, hey, reps for next year.
No
Go
doubt.
ahead, Walker.
Not probably,
No
100%.
doubt.
even if it's
No
even if
doubt.
at that point if we're dog if at that point we're 9-1 and Walker's got to put the helmet on. I mean, no disrespect to him, but
I
because
think-
of how much he's probably not playing, it's probably not.
And
gonna be good.
maybe
We're going down a hypothetical.
It's gonna be
interstate
tough.
Right here.
maybe the quarterback competition is going to, like, before he even makes the decision, right? Before he even says, okay, Nussmeier's my starter or Jaden Daniels my starter, maybe one of the guys, which I think, and I don't want to say this because I do like Miles Brennan, but I think that he is
The third.
going to be the odd man out, right? And so
Even though we said different a week ago.
I know because I didn't.
I agree.
I've
No,
got different information
I agree.
since then.
I'm,
yes.
I'm literally right there with you.
Yeah.
But it is looking like he is on the outside looking in.
Right, and so I think he is going to be able to look at that and say, okay, my first team reps are getting cut down. Obviously, I'm looking at the talent of the other 2 guys, and
Right.
they're getting a little bit more attention. Maybe I should transfer. Maybe I should just take my name out of the hat and say I'm going to go play at Southern Miss, and that's it. And maybe that it just makes the decision easier. It makes it happen. Maybe that's he just sees the writing on the wall and just goes. Right, and I can see that happening.
Right.
But if you wait until the end of when he makes a decision, it's gonna be very hard for him to transfer or them to transfer.
Yeah.
I just think Jaden Daniels is gonna start, and then if he doesn't play well and whatever, like Nuss has a chance. But I think that's where I'm at now. And I know I said differently last week. I got different information from pretty.
That's where I'm at now.
Inside
That's what I'm
source
saying
that,
until I see it different. I'm
Not
not
saying
going to make any
he
more.
didn't tell me he was going to be the starter. He just told me about the stuff that I didn't see behind the scenes as far as practice and how good they are. But
That is what you said last week about. Were you talking about Jaden?
I said that on Monday. I'm talking about the week when I said that I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
Miles was going to be. Yeah.
Well, no, that was the. I mean, with no, if you have no information withstanding, you just go ahead and pick the
Right.
guy that's been here. Like, okay,
Right.
here we
But
go.
then after that weekend, when I got the information, I'm like, oh.
But do you think
Okay.
if there's no such thing as the transfer portal or transfer anything, that they would pick Garrett Nussmeier, right? Like, isn't that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think that's going to play into like
No.
their pick.
I don't think he's going to make the decision based on the portal.
Because at the end of the day,
I think he literally is going to make the decision based on who he thinks is going to give them the best chance to
You
win.
have
week one.
to.
Yeah.
You want
That's
He has
where
to win
that's
games.
where I am. I think he wants to win week 1 and then okay.
But here's the deal: week 1, if you think he's your best chance to win week 1, then he thinks that yours the best. Now, if something gets proven otherwise throughout the course of the year, that's different. But if he's gonna go and he's gonna pick the guy and say, okay, if this guy gives me the best chance to win week 1, then maybe he gives me the best chance. I think he's gonna give me the best chance to win all year. Now, obviously, things change. The season moves fast. Something happens. You don't know, but I don't think he's saying, okay, week 1, this guy's week 1, and let's reevaluate. I think if he says this guy's week 1, I think he has confidence that this guy is the starter.
Okay.
But he's still going to give, like, Nussmeier's going to get reps no matter what. Like,
I think
the second game of the season is against Southern, no offense to Southern, but
I would say this.
Nussmeier can get reps.
I would say this. I would think a guy like Brian Kelly doesn't take this job seeing it as a rebuilding situation. Right? No matter who was here already.
No doubt.
So with that being said, I think he takes his job seeing it as a win-now situation, meaning that the players are here, the culture's got to change, the way everything's going right now has to change, and that's how we'll win.
And here's the beauty.
Not necessarily I got to wait, get more recruits, build from the portal, and in 4 years we can be a good team.
That's what he said today. He said if our team has great habits on and off the field, the winning will take care of itself.
Exactly, and I believe that. Here's the beauty of it.
This place it's already a factory, dude.
Exactly. He is getting so much talent on the outside right now. Like, dude, you don't have to have a complicated scheme to get the guys. You just have to have a scheme that flows, right? And he's obviously going to have that. So, like, as long as the quarterback can make the right read and get the ball out, we are going to be pretty electric on offense.
And that's why Miles Brennan was kind of always in the conversation, right? Is the guy that you trust to – stand back, 1, 2, 3, get it to a play.
And that's from what we're seeing from the outside.
But your ceiling's a lot lower when you have just that.
But that was where we started the whole debate. Was week 1.
Yeah, that is.
It
wasn't even so much on week 1. It was literally just we thought it was more of a he gives us the best chance to win.
He feels the pressure to come in.
See, I disagree with that.
I don't think he's going to pick the guy.
He's not going to play him just because he wants. If he earns a starting spot on week 1, he fully believes this guy is the starter. Yeah. Like he's not just going to play. He's not going to play a guy just because he thinks. If he gives him the best chance to get week 1, he thinks he gives him the best chance to win every game. Yeah. That's what I think. Now
he's not going to.
Things that may happen in the season where that changes, but that's what I. Brian Kelly's not going to say, "Oh, this guy's going to win the first game, and we're going to keep this going." No. He wants to make the decision, and this guy has a chance. If he gives us the best chance to win week 1, he gives us the best chance to win every week in his mind.
The only reason I bring that up is, and I agree with you, but the only reason I bring that up is because of how quickly you have to get into week 1, like because of the way the schedule is set up. It's not a pushover game. You're playing Florida State, national television, Brian Kelly's first game at LSU.
For sure.
Let's see who can get me a win. And you may not. No. You may not be the best quarterback, like right now. Like obviously, there might be more talented people on the roster.
What do you mean? How quickly you have to get into week 1?
Because
like you're not playing Southern.
He's talking about you don't get a cupcake game.
You don't get a cupcake game. We can kind of skate through this thing, and I can play all 3 right now.
Well, that wasn't going to happen in a real game.
But it has. Like you talk about
all 3.
No, but we talk about going to Southern. You just said Nuss is going to get snaps.
Yeah, because
it's not.
Because it could be game over in the middle of the third.
But that's it's a game 1. It would be the exact same thing. If that was Southern was game 1.
Yeah, but that's not. You're not making your decision based off his snaps in the second half.
No, you just want to see him run the offense in the second half.
I know. The more you do it, the more that like it kind of comes to fruition where you keep seeing him in practice and you see him like, okay, he's going 8 for 10.
I get what you're saying. I really do. But Brian Kelly he's not a no. If it was Billy Napier, if he was a head coach, I could say okay, I can get on board with that. Because he's a younger guy. This is his first big-time coaching job. He needs to win that first game. Brian Kelly doesn't. He's experienced. He's had success. He's been there. He's got the reputation of being a really good coach. I think his mind is, I'm going to make the decision who's the quarterback. It's because I think he's going to give us the best chance to win every game. Like I said, things could happen and things could change throughout the course of the year. But that's how he's going to make his decision, I think. Just based off of his history and based off of his background as a head coach and how good he is. He doesn't have anything to prove to win the first one. He says, if I'm making this decision, this is who I believe is going to give us the best chance to win. That's I mean, I could be wrong. Nobody really knows, but that's just being around that kind of stuff that would be my take on it. You know what I mean? But like I said, the bigger
I just think that.
And plus, they like their quarterback to be able to run.
Yeah, I know it's a big game, and I know it's a huge game, but he's not going to make his decision based off of just winning that one. And also, he's making it, if he can win that one, he thinks he can win every game.
And also, week 1, they might rely more on the quarterback's legs. Maybe the passing game isn't flowing yet, and they're like, hey, we need to run the ball more, and we have to put JT or Nuss in there that can actually take it off the running backs and open up a little bit more.
But that's what I'm saying.
That kind of goes. That's in line. That's in line with what he's saying.
Yeah, that's counter to the idea.
I'm talking about. It's not going to be Brennan. Like if that is somehow the case, it's not going to be Brennan if they're thinking more along those lines.
No, but that's only thinking one. That's singular focused on one game. I don't think he's not going to scheme it for one.
The thing is, y'all gotta understand this. That they could get blown out, 35-0.
Yeah, he's got a 10-year deal.
No,
that too.
That's and
probably a nice buyout. That too. But my point is if you took care of business the rest of the season, week 1's not going to matter, right? So with that being said, I'm putting him in there because I think whoever this guy is going to give us the best chance to win this season, not this game.
Right.
Because this game really does, at the big scheme of a season, that game, because of where it is in the schedule, literally because of where it is in the schedule, is not going to determine if you make it into the college playoffs. It just won't. And it shouldn't. Like, if you go down to the end of the year and there's 2 or 3 losses or whatever on the schedule, it's going to be hard to say that they're going back to week 1 and saying, oh, yeah, they shouldn't make it because of that. They'll probably keep talking about maybe whatever game they lost in November, whatever game they lost late in November or something. You know what I mean? Like something like that.
Here's what gives me the most excitement about this year and why I'm so high on what we can do is because let's go down a list of, like, weaknesses just on the offense last year. Running back room, weakness.
Offensive line.
Offensive line, weakness. I wouldn't consider the quarterback. I mean, he played well.
The play caller.
Head coach, weakness, right? Kayshawn goes down. Receiving Q is all freshman, weakness, right? Okay, now let's fast forward to this year. Only question mark right now is who the starter is going to be. I don't think we're questioning the talent in the room. I think we're questioning who's going to be the starter, right? Running backs, I think that's a strength. Based off of all the reports you're getting from
Emory
and all the guys that you have, like, that is a deep running back room with a lot of talent. And that's a strength.
You got Offensive Frank line. Wilson back coaching them.
Yep. Offensive line, deeper than they were last year, more experienced than they were last year.
You got to figure out what 5 you want up there.
No doubt. But I would agree. It's a question mark, but I think they are going to be better than they were last year.
And you have a better offensive line coach.
They'll be better than what they were last year.
The fall camp is just going to determine which 5
wide receivers are our biggest strength on offense, obviously. Yeah. Kayshawn's back. You have Malik Neighbors, who had a great back end of the year. Obviously, Jack Besh is really good, and you got a whole bunch of other talented guys right behind them that can play. Like, you can play 4 wide, 5 wide, and be like, damn, we have 5 guys on there that can all be a threat.
And now Besh isn't like going back and forth between the tight end.
Right, he'd be a slot guy. And so for me, it's like that gives me a lot of faith. Like last year, everybody keeps going back to last year. They were in such a bad spot offensively last year that we didn't even realize it, right? You have young play callers who didn't know how to call plays. You had a running back room.
That's not entirely true. He was getting interrupted on the headset quite a bit.
But there's just no excuse to come off a kickoff and call a timeout for your own play.
That's what I'm saying. There was multiple voices.
No doubt. Regardless of what the reasons were.
Coaching staff.
Yeah. Regardless of what the reasons were, it was a mess, right? We didn't realize how bad it was. The running back room was not good. They had no running backs. Kayshawn was really used, the only receiver at the time at the beginning of the year, and then he got hurt, and you had to have all these young guys trying to figure it out. Your quarterback played good for what he's had. You know what I mean? Like, I was on board with him last year. Now, did he make some bad reads? Did he make some hold the ball? Of course. He was young. It was his first full season playing. He also was in the middle of a chaotic shitstorm. You know what I mean? Like, you just didn't know. A debacle. And so my whole point is, like, now you're going into a year where if all things go wrong and you say, fuck, we don't know who the quarterback is, we don't know, at least you know you can turn around, you can get the ball, you can get creative and get the ball, running back the ball. You have offensive line talent. You have a guy who was an All-American, granted, small school, transferred in. You have a left tackle who's going to be there for 3 years. He's a freshman. And you have all these other guys that have talent around. So for me, it's like, the quarterback is extremely important, but I know that they're all talented and they're all going to be pretty good. You have a lot around them now to help. Yeah. And that makes me excited because last year I was like, man, you want this kid who's first year starting quarterback to do everything by himself. And it wasn't fair to him. He almost threw 30 touchdowns last year on a very bad year for LSU, which is impressive. I know the game's changed, but still, that's impressive. So that's what I'm most excited about with the season. I mean, look, like I said, there's a lot of football to talk about. There's a lot of things that we're going to do. That was a whole hour of talk.
It's a good problem to have when you're talking about which good quarterback you want to play.
No doubt.
It's not the best problem. I don't love that problem. But
no, it's not a good problem.
Yeah, I don't love it.
It's not the worst problem. It's like,
if you could pick one spot to be solidified, it would be that one.
Well, yeah, but it's
you're missing the whole point.
Like each option is good.
Yeah, you're missing the fact that you have 3 guys that are talented enough to get the starting job, and you want it's a quarterback competition.
It's a good competition for sure.
That is good. Better than having 3 guys that you don't know if they're good enough.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't love it in the sense of.
Of course, you want continuity. You want everybody to make the decision.
No, but I'm just thinking about this. Think of it this way. When the year kicked off for Alabama that year that Tua came in, it was no chance that Tua was starting over.
No doubt.
That's my point. So my point is we knew who the guy was. Until the guy was no longer the guy.
Yeah.
So my point now is we don't know who the guy is. I don't love that problem.
I agree. I don't love it. I'm not saying it's a great problem, but as far as like, it's better than not having a guy, not being talented guys in there, because that used to be the issue. You don't have to know if a guy can even do it.
Who was the last guy that we didn't know could do it? Straight up. From the start of the year.
Before Joe. Actually, they didn't even know if Joe's first year, they didn't know if Joe could do it. But when he got in, everybody knew it was unknown. He was the guy. But after him,
Etling, Brandon Harris, Anthony Jennings.
I mean, all those guys.
Harris came in here as supposed to be a guy. Anthony Jennings was not very good.
But he was supposed to. But my point, though, is like.
What years were they? My point is, it's not like you run into that here every. My point is I don't.
That's a fail. That's a fail on the coaching.
Yeah, bro. Those guys come in here as supposed to be. The knock here for the longest has been we haven't developed them.
Right.
Not that they come in here. No, they can't.
But that's even. But look, I get it. In a perfect world, we'd have the quarterback. We have an offensive coordinator and a head coach who has been known to develop guys behind under center. So that makes me happy.
That does. I agree. I'm just in the sense, like I said, in the sense of I don't like the thought we got one ball.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
We can't line up 3 receivers. We can't line up. We can't line up 3 quarterbacks.
I get that.
That's all.
I wish we knew the thing too. But
I wish the reports were. This is how I would like it.
This guy took the fucking thing over.
This is the guy.
Well, we're about
to
get those
not
reports.
even took it over. I just wish we knew this is the guy, and there's 3 other guys that are capable, but they're not the guy. They're not going to start yet.
Of course you wish that, but we don't have that. We don't have a guy that's been here.
I know. That's my point is, like, I don't love this problem.
Yeah, me either.
This isn't the problem I like.
Me either. I don't love it either, but what I'm saying is, like, the fact that you have talented enough guys, like, it's not a great problem. It's not something that I wish we didn't have the problem, but the fact that we have 3 guys that are capable, probably 2 right now that are going to be there, the reports are going to come out and say, this guy's a starter because he won the job, and now he's the guy. That's what's going to happen 2 weeks before the season starts, and we're going to be like, okay, I'm comfortable with that. He's the guy. He earned his spot. Brian Kelly, you have basically 3 new quarterbacks because you have a whole new scheme, a whole new system. You have a whole new coaching staff. So he wants to see everything. Look, I don't love the fact that we're having a quarterback competition, but that's the reality of it. The fact that we have 3 guys that I feel like are talented enough to maybe play, it's great. He's going to make the decision. It's not going to come down to the wire. I think it's going to come down to the last couple of weeks. He's going to make a decision. This is going to be the guy who says, hey, this guy won the job. You know, whether he makes the decision or whatever, he's going to say, this guy won the job, and we're going to look back and say, okay, I'm happy now.
All I'm saying is, yes, it is a problem that we have. Is it better than not having a guy here? Yes, it's not a problem I love.
No, of course not.
That's all I'm saying.
I get that.
You flip it over to the baseball side and we talk about all these dudes that they can plug and play. And we're like, yeah, he's going to get the job done. I love that problem.
Yeah.
I don't love
I
it.
100% get that. But what I'm saying is there could be worse problems. It would be worse if we just like, damn, I don't know if any of them are capable of doing it.
Yeah.
That would be worse. I don't love the quarterback competition.
Yeah. I just don't think I don't think that's a huge thing at this school.
What?
Gavin's in here.
What's not a huge thing?
He's in the golf cart.
You're not capable of doing it.
And I think, but I think there's something we can continue, but after we talk to Gavin. But I think another thing that we have to, we might not be like seeing the forest for the trees and the type of offense that they want to run and what they've done previous to coming in here, and that's why some of the we're looking at it from an LSU standpoint,
exactly. That's what
not
I'm
a
saying.
Denbrock, Brian Kelly standpoint at some point.
Like I feel like they're going to be more buttoned up and they're going to make the decision. I think the decision is closer to being made than we think. He just wants to see it happen on the field when everything's installed.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like not everything. So like, I think they're gonna have the first 2 weeks of practice, and I think the starter is going to be like, okay, damn, this guy is definitely the guy.
I think
and
really also
it'll make me
depends
feel
on,
more
like,
comfortable.
what play style do they want to go with? If they like the running guy, maybe it's Daniels, or if you want to mix, maybe it's just Nussmeier. Or if they get in the fall and they're like comfortable throwing that thing around with
I'm
running.
just saying, like in the sense of like maybe it's apples to oranges, maybe. Right? Because we're talking about a different sport, and obviously. But when we bring in Tommy White, we're not saying he's competing. He's in the lineup, in the middle of it. No doubt.
No doubt.
Right? We don't say that about any of these three quarterbacks. That's what concerns me. That's my point.
Yeah, we don't say it yet.
That's my that's my point.
Yeah.
Like we don't have to say we don't say it yet about Tommy. He's in there.
It's kind
Part
of
of me-
like Walker. Like we know next year it's Walker time.
Part of me thinks
that's what. But my point is when I know when
Not
it's
if
Walker's
Gavin
time.
starts.
I know when it's Walker's
Right.
time. It's Walker's time. That's what I know. My point is that this year we don't feel that way about him. That's what concerns me.
And honestly, Brian Kelly may feel that way about maybe maybe Brian Kelly's felt this way. He hasn't come out and said it.
Maybe.
We just don't know.
And guess who brought in?
Hopefully.
What?
Guess who brought him in?
Who?
Brian Kelly.
He also got Brandon out the portal.
Well,
But that was before they brought him in.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get back to this.
That's impossible not to talk about.
Yeah, we can't talk about
I'm
it. He's early though. He's on the golf course and he's early. Well, you give a little preview. All right, we're gonna take a 30-second break and
live
get this
show.
thing set up. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
What's up, guys? Oh, here we go. Give them a little view. You guys face it that way.
How do I change it up?
You don't, you guys?
Oh, I got to face it this way? Oh, he duck hooked it, guys. That guy hooked it right into the freaking houses.
Santa Maria.
That wasn't good.
Hey, do another T-ball when we come back. Hey, yeah, a little breakfast ball.
You want a breakfast ball? Breakfast ball in the last hole? Yeah, no, we played the back nine first. We're on 9.
They say the aches and pains are inevitable, that it's all downhill after 40. Well, I'm just getting started.
We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Well, I am happy and excited to introduce our next guest. He is on the golf course with a tee in the mouth, teeing balls off on the 18th hole. So gracious with his time. Number 8 for the LSU baseball team. He announced he's coming back. Gavin Dugas. Gavin, bro, thank you for coming back on the show. Or thank you for coming on the show. Thanks for coming back to LSU, too.
Absolutely, guys. I'm excited to be back.
How's the golf course treating you right now? Oh, you're in the golf cart now.
Oh, golf never treats me well. I just do it for the fun and hang out with the boys.
No, you look good. Swing looks okay. It's not bad. Got a little hook. Hey, look, baseball swing. Listen,
Yeah, the little over the top.
I'm in the process now of fixing my golf swing, getting the baseball out of it. It's all part of it. It'll come. It'll figure it out. But let's get back. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this interview. That's what I want. We really want to know. What went into your decision to come back to LSU? How close were you to signing? And talk to me about a little bit about the draft process.
So obviously I'm 22 years old. So if you get the chance to sign and it's a good chance for you, you definitely want to take it. But in my personal situation, I'm a hometown guy. I'm right out of Houma, Louisiana. Baton Rouge isn't too far away, and the opportunity to play for a national championship is really big this year. And I've seen that. I've seen it through the years, and I think this might be the strongest year that we've had for the possibility of that. And it was a no-brainer to make my decision to come back. Pro ball was kind of like an option on the side if it came to be that way. But like I said, it was a no-brainer to even decide to come back. So I'm happy that I am.
How did the conversations go with Jay? Did he talk to you about? I mean, because he's come on this show and kind of mentioned you maybe playing third base, maybe a little bit more infield. Were those in the conversation with you when you talking about coming back to school?
Absolutely. No, he one of the things he said to me was he wanted to open up my game a lot. And obviously I was recruited as a middle infielder coming out of high school. But I kind of transitioned to the outfield just because of the guys that we had. I mean, we had Josh Smith. We had all those guys that were pretty good in the infield. So I kind of got pushed to the outfield, which I wasn't mad about because I really do enjoy it out there. But having the opportunity to come back and kind of spice it up a little bit, put me in the infield, and whatever way I can contribute, that's my main focus, my main goal, because I know the end goal is going to be amazing if we put this thing together the right way.
Yeah, man, versatility right now in baseball is extremely important, and it's one of those things that a lot of scouts value. Obviously, going into the draft next year, signing to go play pro ball, you'll be a little bit older, but having the experience and having the, I guess game experience of playing the infield, that'll help your chances of like getting in an opportunity where you can kind of move up the system, and make your move there. You're talking about the team and talking about how talented y'all are going to be with the possibility of making it to Omaha. How excited are you? I know you obviously been paying attention to the draft, paying attention to all the transfers. How excited are you with all the additions, and have you spoken to a lot of the guys that are coming in?
So I haven't really spoken to any of the freshmen. I know they're on campus, and I am as well. I just haven't been around them as much because they kind of been doing their own thing, going to school and all that stuff. But I've talking to a couple of the transfers, and Christian Little, Carter Young, a couple of other guys. And I love the guys. I hosted all of them on their visits this summer, so it was pretty cool to hang out with them.
Where'd you take them?
White's an awesome guy.
Where'd you take them?
We went get some lunch, and we hung out at my apartment, kind of just enjoyed a good time. Showed them around the town.
Yeah, drink some waters.
Big lunch guy.
Won't go into too much.
Yeah, drink some waters.
But they enjoyed it.
2 a.m. lunch counts.
Something like that.
Gavin, talk to us about last year. I know last year was extremely disappointing for you. Obviously, as the team ended the way it ended, for you physically, how it went, how important is it for you to turn the page to next year and to be able to start the year hopefully on a clean bill of health and to be able to be healthy and put your best foot forward throughout the year next year?
Absolutely. No, I've dealt with adversity my whole life, just in injuries and just setbacks and certain things. So, I mean, it's nothing new to have what happened to me last year be a burden, and it's something that I can easily overcome. So I'm not really too worried about that. But from a team standpoint, I'm really excited to where we finished. I know it's not where we wanted to finish and where we planned to finish, but how we ended and what we did to end the season the way we did was something that I think we should be proud of, and it's a standard that we set for this kind of, I guess you could say, new generation of Jay Johnson coming in and kind of impacting the program the way he has.
I know it's time for you to probably hit your tee shot, so you can go ahead and show us the swing if you want to get back. I know. Second shot. Excuse me, second shot. But I know been in the cart for probably 2 minutes. You're probably at the ball, so if you want to take the phone with you, hand it to one of your boys. You're more than welcome. We got time.
AKA, yes, we're putting you on the spot and that swing. Let's do it. Let's see
I'm not trying to hold the crew up.
So I'm next to the green right here. I got a good ricochet. We were on a par 4.
You got a members bounce. Clanged it off the fence.
He's got a members bounce.
Oh, look at this. This is great.
This is great. This is good content right here, boys. There's the ball. I see the ball.
Great phone quality. He's got the glove on it.
Hey, he even gave us room to put the ball and him in. Look at that. Just working the camera.
That's savvy.
Line up. There we go. No pressure. Oh, a little move. Gavin Dugas on 9. Hitting 2.
Nobody saw that.
He feathers it. That's got to be good. He nipped it.
How'd it go? Where is it?
We got to be 15 feet left, just on the green.
We're dancing.
We're dancing.
Let's go.
Little foot wedge.
Can't beat that.
Yeah,
we'll take a walk to the green though.
Yeah, let's go.
Absolutely.
This is a nice little play-by-play on 18. Nice day. Did y'all get rained on?
Oh, we got poured on, but that didn't stop the boys.
Wow.
That
kept rolling.
That's when you get a couple shower beers, get in there, just to regroup, get a beer, and then do it again.
It's just 2 of y'all, right? Y'all kind of zoomed through this thing. You said your tee time was 4:30.
Yes, but we kind of got pushed back. We were supposed to go at 4. We started at 4:30, so it kind of helped us out, but we kind of pushed through it. Here, I'll give you a little putt view.
There we go.
Look at this.
The course is in fantastic shape.
Look at this, Santa Maria.
Pin in. Probably going a little left to right.
He didn't even read the green.
Bad shadow by the caddy.
I mean, geez, caddy's his shadow's all up in your line.
It's all about the camera view, boys. It's all about the camera.
Hey, that's good for that. Hey, that's good in my book right there. 2 putt.
Hey, we'll take it.
Little par.
I'm just gonna call that a gimme.
Yeah, take it. That's good. Good by me.
Hey, good in the room.
Good. Hey,
absolutely.
You're on the golf course. You're 22, so this is not an inappropriate question. What is your drink of choice on the golf course? Are you a beer guy? Are you a seltzer guy? You're a nooner?
Fireball.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't drank on the golf course in a very long time.
Oh,
Or are you drinking today on the golf course?
Growing up, my family, my dad's always been a Bud Light guy, so that's probably something that was kind of instilled in me.
Okay, I can respect that.
If I had to answer that question,
I couldn't tell you the last time I played a round of golf sober.
When was the last time you lived your life sober?
I'm drinking right now.
That's it. When do y'all start getting ramped up with baseball stuff coming right now? Do you have to wait till school starts, or there's things that, like, are you working out around at the facility? I don't know how this works now with compliance.
So no baseball related stuff right now with LSU, but we don't start. I think our first team meeting's on the 20th. Is that correct? 20th, yeah. So we're gonna get cranked up then, and we have our first big team meeting. Last year we did it all in one day. I know with Maneri in the past years we had a couple of days of meetings, but Jay cranked it out in one day and we crushed it, and then we got right to it.
That was my next question: is who has longer meetings, Jay Johnson or Paul Maneri?
Who has longer what?
Who has longer meetings, Jay Johnson or Paul Maneri?
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Jay Johnson on the first one of the year because
long
we crushed
meetings?
what Maneri. Yes, we crushed what Maneri would have done in a 4-day span and in one day. So it was a good 4 or 5, maybe 6 hours.
Who writes out a more detailed itinerary, Jay Johnson or Paul Maneri?
I say they're pretty similar.
I mean, look, Maneri. There's times where Jay Mitch would fall asleep in the meeting and Maneri would make him stand up.
Yeah, that used to happen a couple times.
Yeah. That's how long the meetings would happen. Go stand up in the back. That's what he would say.
Don't tell anyone about it. It happened.
Talk to me, and we've talked a little bit about this off air, just because, it meant so much to me when I wore the number 8, and then the fact that that's kind of a tradition that's carried on. What did it mean for you to get that number, and what is it going to mean for you to, whenever you are gone from LSU, to be able to pass that number down to somebody else? Oh, no.
Might get a phone call.
It's okay.
I mean, I was shocked it was working on the golf course the way it was. That was all time.
It's good. We got good technology. He'll be back.
No doubt. He is back. He's coming. Back? No, but I'm saying he's coming back.
Oh, he's coming back. He's coming back. This is good. He's nice and loose on the golf course. I didn't see where the putt ended up. Was it close?
About probably like. Oh, he's back. Here we go.
You guys got me? My bad.
You got a phone call?
No, it just disconnected.
Did you hear what my question was?
So I got the beginning of your question. I didn't get the very end.
So I said number 8 has meant a lot to me when I was here, and the fact that they kind of carried that tradition, and it's still going on now. How important? How special was it for you to get that number, and how special is it going to be for you whenever you do move on from LSU to be able to pass it down to somebody else?
Oh, it's amazing. It was really hard to put into words when they asked me to kind of make a little statement about it for the first time whenever I received it. As a kid, I mean, looking at you guys just wearing number 8, it was awesome to see. You come to the game and you see the guy walk by with number 8 jersey, and you're like, wow, that's him. Like, there's no other way to put it. Like, that's the dude. That's the guy that everybody looks up to. That's the guy that kind of helps to lead the team in the right direction. And it means a lot to me personally, just because where I've came from and how many games I've watched as a kid. But other than that, no, it's really hard to put into words other than I cherish every moment of it for sure. And being able to wear it for 2 years is definitely something that I will always be able to kind of look back on and say it's a pretty awesome experience.
So you're South Louisiana born and bred, right? Like, you went to Homa,
Absolutely.
You grew up an LSU fan, you've been to LSU games. Jay's bringing in a lot of guys to come in and put you in a position to win a national championship. How important now obviously there's some core guys on the team that are from Louisiana that kind of grew up and bled purple and gold. How important is it to have that type of passion and, knowing the history of LSU? How important is that to have guys like you on the team to be able to bridge the gap between the guys coming in and, hey, this is the tradition, I grew up watching this, and having that passion for the school?
I think that's something that never should be overlooked, honestly. There's a different type of want and desire to win for this program for kids that are in the state, compete in the state, and want to come to LSU. I mean, it wasn't even a thought whenever I came on my visit and I committed to LSU. I committed as soon as we left the parking lot. So just to be able to do that in a sense and know that I have the uniform on that I've always wanted to do my whole life, it creates a different type of, I guess you could say, desire just to compete. I mean, it means more. Like, I know that's the SEC thing that people say, but like, it truly does. No matter what you do, and who you play for. This is something that you can't beat. So, I mean, it's a different type of feel and want for it for sure.
Have you graduated?
I did. I graduated in May.
So now what are you going to do? Take like ballroom dancing or like ping pong or something
Bowling.
as your classes in the fall?
No, I'm gonna go a little bit of harder route. Just kind of solidify myself in the real world a little bit. Get a little construction management degree.
There
So
we go.
Nice.
get something good to have on my shoulders if my body kind of stops working with me for baseball.
Absolutely. I know y'all are done. I know you're probably shutting it down and trying to get into the car and get out of here. But last question. Maybe. Do you have one?
He has one.
I got one.
You have one more. Last two questions. Who's the best golfer on the team? You're on the golf course. Who is the best golfer on the team?
Because y'all
right
have
now?
been challenged by a couple of
We have been
Holy.
challenged by your partner, who you're playing with right now, and Cade Beloso.
Oh, really?
So give me a scouting report.
A scouting report. So Beloso, he's the real deal, man. That dude can really drive it.
Yeah, but can he play golf? There's a difference between driving and playing golf.
What about the other clubs?
He's got a good all-around game. He sometimes it'll go south on him, but it's very rare.
I'm gonna get in that dome, bro.
He's a solid golfer. Once he's done playing ball, he's gonna be a pretty damn good golfer. I'll give him that.
Tour.
Okay.
And so I was with Corey Couture as well.
Corey's
That
good.
dude can play some
Corey's
golf.
really good.
Corey's
Y'all in
good.
trouble, dude?
No, Corey's not playing
That
against
dude
us.
can play some golf.
Yeah, Corey's not.
Wow.
I wouldn't
would
take
be-
the bet with
hey,
Corey.
I didn't know Corey had that
Them-
in him.
Good.
Them two as a scramble partners or as scramble partners, they're pretty serious.
What about Drew?
Drew Finley, he's pretty good. He can hit it pretty far. He has his moments, but he's like me. It's kind of a hit or
Are you
miss
saying
thing
that?
every now and then.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I can listen.
All right.
It's a mental game on the golf course, and I'm gonna be in the dome when I play against them.
Absolutely.
J-Mace, you got
All
one?
right. Yeah. So last question, just to in this thing with baseball, for yourself personally right now, what types of things are you working on to better yourself at next year when the season starts?
I am doing everything possible to get as loose of a body as I can so I can just be the best middle infielder that I can or corner third baseman. I mean, I've been training with Clay Moffitt at Traction, and we've been hitting it hard on just getting the body the right way, getting faster, getting leaner, not too lean, but enough to be able to be agile in the infield and be loose.
Yeah.
And light on my feet. So that's kind of been my entire goal, just keeping the swinger where it is. I felt really good, other than the thumb thing. That's something I had to battle through, so I'm not really worried about the swing. But yeah, no, just getting the body where I want it, in that aspect of being able to play anywhere that coach puts me.
All right, last question, and this one might be a little bit more serious than what we've done. But considering everything we've laid out, you're a Louisiana guy, represent LSU, number 8. The amount of transfers that Jay Johnson pulls in, and kind of in this era with the transfer portal where you get guys kind of from everywhere, do you feel like a slight responsibility of kind of carrying on that LSU legacy and that LSU tradition? Like, is that on your shoulders to let everybody know kind of what they're getting into, or do you feel like that precedent's already been set? So I would word it in a way that's saying, like, I'm not necessarily trying to do that. I just want to live that out already. There's no thought in my mind to try to do any certain thing that way. I just feel like I already embody that certain play because I've been at LSU for 4 years. I feel like an old man, but I've kind of built up this I guess you could say character through the program that it's something that the program has instilled in me. And I hope that I reflect it in that way. I'm not going to try to do anything more or do anything less. You know, this is who I am and this is what LSU has made me. So, I mean, that's something that I hope reflects on others and where we can continue to let each and every player that comes in the program just run with.
Great answer.
Love it.
Great answer.
That's a 4 year
Family Feud
that's a
number
4 year
one.
answer.
You know what else is a 4 year thing? To be able to multitask what he's doing right now.
No doubt.
You can't
Hey,
find many people doing
experience,
it.
bro. Experience. Hey, Gavin, I appreciate you coming on here. I'm going to let y'all get it. I'm going to let y'all go have some drinks after, whatever y'all are trying to do. Can't wait to watch you next year. I'll probably see you around this fall. Hopefully we can get you in studio. We can kind of shoot the shit, talk some ball, do whatever we need to do. But I appreciate you coming on, and I can't wait to get on the golf course with you.
Absolutely. I'm looking
man.
forward to it.
Let's do it. Yep, absolutely, bro. Take it easy.
Thanks, guys.
See you, bro.
Yep, put some
See ya.
circles on the card.
Yes, sir.
That was good.
That was unbelievable.
Yeah, that was good.
From the golf course.
On the golf course. Great interview on the golf course. And no internet.
Just
We're making strides.
making strides.
On the golf course. This guy gave us 2 shots.
Hey, I'll
3
tell you
shots.
this.
2
I'll
shots
tell
or
you
whatever.
this.
3 shots.
I will tell you this. Now, I don't know if Drew helped him out behind the scenes and moved the ball and dropped the ball and said that's where the
That
ball
would be an
was.
even proer move.
I don't know.
there.
But if not, if that was all legitimate, on live internet, on this interview, this guy parred 18. So I don't know. Now listen, he hooked one. He said he got a good ricochet. That makes me believe that maybe Drew helped him out a little bit. Gave a little foot wedge. I'll give it to him. He moved the ball, got a little better lie.
A little comfortable.
But then he chips it on there and then putts, and I gave him a gimme. Hey, you have people watching.
Gavin, I hope you're
How
listening.
many people
to
are in the
this
chat right now?
Mm.
If it's not a lot,
110.
Okay, 110 people watching this live. You're probably gonna have about 2,000 people to see it. Plus, we're probably gonna clip it. You're gonna get probably 10,000 people to go look at through the course of it, and you parted. I respect it. That's a clutch.
And I mean, maybe or maybe not a little help from his buddy. But if you've played where he's played in the hole that he was on, if you hit a little left, you can ricochet off that fence
How
and
do
get
you know
lucky.
these courses so well? Have you played Santa Maria a lot?
Yeah, I played it enough.
I mean, I've played it enough, and I don't remember any of them.
Yeah, that's just
That's
a
probably why
neighborhood.
I'm not a
yeah,
good golfer.
Well,
probably not
you
why.
remember every at bat. I would imagine
I
that
do.
you've had. That's
I do.
important. That's just the way that the brain works. Like I don't even remember any teams in our district. I was out there playing. I couldn't tell you which games were important or not.
I'm committed to this golf thing. I got to do better at the golf course.
Yeah, once you start committing it to memory, Ochinko's got it down now.
Yeah, he plays every day.
He
Yeah.
plays every day.
Oh my God, you can't.
Try to get him on
if there,
today.
if there's
told
a-
me, remember this weekend I got to practice around with my partner, who's my brother-in-law.
if
They had a little feud.
uh-oh,
They're
a little friction.
A little friction.
Maybe I can slide in there.
not shame. Me and Mike will play together next year.
I'd love to see them two have friction together.
A little friction.
It'd be awesome.
I saw it in the golf group text.
Love to
Oh,
see
you're in the
that.
golf group text now?
I've been in it. I just don't ever respond much because I'm not playing, but I'm getting there. I'm working in the shadows so that when I do show up to the game on
Smart.
Fridays and Saturdays, I'm going to skin their nuts and take some fucking money from them.
Nice.
That's what I'm going to do.
Snuck up on Ochinko. Snuck up on
Yeah, you gonna do it
Buzzy.
again?
I'm 2-0.
You took money from Buzz?
Oh,
You
yeah,
did?
he tried to change the game at the turn.
Ooh.
Did he call you a sandbagger? He called you a sandbagger.
Yeah, of course.
Buzzy's the biggest sandbagger.
Of all time.
You are
I do.
He is the biggest sandbagger.
You are a huge sandbagger, not because you're a big sandbagger on the course because you say you're not good and you're good.
It
That's
just
what-
depends on the day.
No, you're good. You're consistently what? 78 to 84?
Yeah.
83?
Yeah.
You're good.
At U Club, yeah. I'd like to be under that. Need to get to.
Yeah, but 78 to 83 at U Club is 82 at U Club is probably 70,
U Club's
breaking 80
tough.
breaking 80 everywhere.
Yeah. Definitely
That was good
Santa
interview.
Maria. We went to Beaver Creek after playing U Club.
Easy.
Felt like you could have hit it anywhere you wanted.
Yeah. Oh.
Getting a
Good
little
news,
lesson
isn't it?
tomorrow. We'll be back.
You are. I'm
Make
not.
sure.
I'm getting mine next week.
You can come with.
No. Okay, I got too much shit. I've been in Lafayette 3 days in a row today.
How's the drive? Is it clean?
It's been clean. It's been
'Cause
clean.
that's nerve wracking.
It's been clean.
Last time I made the drive over there was a Greyhound bus that crossed over the median into an 18-wheeler, and I was like,
That's
"This is
two big bodies.
and it was shut down on the way
And
back.
you do know they're putting like some kind of way they're ticketing people on the or they're.
Oh, did you hear what they're doing?
Yeah, it's
They're
ridiculous.
timing you.
And I'm like, what?
I know the guy who's getting it passed is.
Which so this is real.
remember
Oh, this is. I've heard it like 4 times already.
You know the guy who's getting it passed. You know his daughter. She's friends with us. She's a shooter at LSU with us. Maria. I'll tell you off air. Her dad's a senator. He's like grew up with him. I grew up at their house.
Yeah.
He's the one passing it and getting it passed.
We need to talk to him.
$1,000 rumor is $1,000 ticket. They saying they're gonna time you
18 minutes.
18 minutes from one side of the bridge to the other on the basin. If you get there over 18 and less than 18 minutes, you're
ticket.
speeding. Ticket.
Because there's cameras on both sides. I'm like, what?
I'm gonna have to start timing it.
That's what I was about to say. We're about to have to get like
I'm
a.
gonna start pull over and sit.
Shit, I ain't getting off this thing yet. I'm at 16:27.
I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put
You're
my caution lights on, get out like on the other side, and look at my car, and make sure
Flat
that was
tire?
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm at 18 minutes. Now let's go. Damn, this guy hits 18 minutes every time on the dot. That's unbelievable.
Dude, that's what you're going to start seeing. It's not only going to be you, it's going to be a line of cars on the smallest side of the road of all time.
Or they're
Then
going
there's
to
gonna be a cop sitting there looking at you every time.
They're going to get to the last 2 miles, and the speed limit's going to go to 40.
Yeah.
And like, damn, that's going to get more wrecks.
Yeah.
Not the best idea.
I don't
Could be a
love
good
it.
idea.
It should have been, treat it like the Autobahn. Let's
That's
just
not-
let
okay.
everybody sprint.
See, I think that's a good point because I think if everybody knew that there was no speed limit, people were flying, they would pay more attention. They wouldn't get on their phones. They wouldn't multitask. I think they would pay more attention. There
No,
would be
but
less
the only
wrecks.
reason, I mean, look, I get it. The only reason they're doing this because when there's one accident on, it's an all day.
It ruins it.
It's an all day affair.
Ruins it.
All day affair.
Because there's nowhere to go.
And the shitty part
there's
about
no
it is you're in
shoulder.
Baton
There's
Rouge.
nothing. Yeah.
You're in Baton Rouge. You
But
go
yeah,
an
he's
hour.
trying to pull over.
You go the hour the
Right
other
at
way.
the end there. A little bit.
Yeah.
Get a little
You go an hour the other way. You got to go on a long bridge. That is
Yeah.
brutal when you get a wreck in on the spillway, and then you got to go the other way on the basin.
Yeah.
Both of them are terrible, and that stinks. So
Yeah.
either way on I-10, you get stuck on a stinky bridge.
Where's Elon? We need a tunnel. We need something to
Just
transport.
take me on an airboat or something.
Yeah, because it's exhausting.
Flying cars. I thought we'd have flying cars by now.
The Jetsons?
The Jetsons, baby.
Would you fly a car?
What year did the Jetsons like pretend like it was?
Everybody take a guess. I'm going to say 2031, but I have no clue.
I'm gonna say like 20.
I'm gonna say 2087.
I was gonna say 2100.
He doesn't know what we're talking
He has
about.
no
He,
idea.
has no, he literally has no clue. The Jetsons. What is
I
that?
love the Jetsons.
2062.
I was
We got a little
close.
time.
Close.
They're starting to make it. A Swedish company's making some.
We got some time. We got 40 years. I mean, dude, think about think about what's happened in 40 years. The last 40 years, right?
The
And that's
iPhone.
like
It's gonna
and
be
that's like
electric.
trying to figure out technology.
They're
And
still
that's-
coming out. They're still coming out with clearer TVs. I'm like, how? Well,
But
how
it
much
is-
clearer
well,
can it
hey,
get?
hey,
Right
Here's the deal, 40 years ago, like
How? Like, how y'all still making
Do you
money?
remember
on
when
this?
you got like your first one? You're like, this actually looks kind of weird. Like,
Yeah,
this
like,
isn't
wait.
what I'm used to. This
Wait,
feature's
wait,
too
wait,
clear.
These actually look like real people.
Yeah, I
There's
don't like
a real
this.
company called Jetson, and they made one.
yeah.
You can order it.
40 years ago, you're going from like cell phone.
It really, no, it really is
20
funny. Like,
minutes
think
at
if
a
you go,
time.
if you went right,
It's
if you went
electric.
back right now and watched your high school film
That was brutal.
compared to what a kid's high school
No
film
doubt.
looked like, right? You're like, why does this make me look like I'm 57?
For sure.
Like, this is
For
ridiculous.
sure. But then you have.
Pop the VHS in.
Like, what?
I was DVD. Come on.
Oh,
Don't age me.
I was at the end of VHS. I got both.
yeah. Don't forget to rewind.
Yeah,
it. Hold
I'm
on, coach.
dipped
Hold
in
on, hold
both.
on,
I
hold
got
on.
DVDs, bro.
Dipped in both.
But 40 years ago, they're creating cell phones, they're doing all this stuff. Now technology is so advanced, like it's moving a lot quicker, right? So in 40 years, I can't imagine what the technology.
Everything
is
only
in 40
speeds up.
years.
Yeah.
So 40 years would be 1980, right?
Yeah.
There wasn't even the internet.
What do you mean internet? Internet wouldn't even thought of that. I don't think.
That's what I'm saying. So in
No,
40 years,
yeah, there
you're
wasn't.
right. In 40 years, a lot can happen.
Yeah, but
the
that was-
internet's
but that
the
was-
equivalent to the
That
flying
was the
car.
that was the
There was probably
technology
just start.
age.
What year did the cell phone start?
90s.
No, not so. I'm sorry. The actual phone, because I know the cell phone wasn't in.
Oh,
no,
actual
the-
phone was in like the
It's
40s.
60. Oh, well, Alexander Graham Bell was way back in the gap. I don't
But
know.
like,
I don't think they were doing
but
personal
like,
calls on
that
that
wasn't
thing.
like the technology
No.
that people were learning, right? They were learning all the
Industrial
things.
Revolution.
Now, like technology is such on a quick pace because like now they have it, they know it, they it's all futuristic stuff that you're thinking forward. So 40 years now is going to be a million times different than the last 40 years.
We just had a video interview with a guy on the golf course that was on the show live.
We have cars that park themselves now. We have cars that drive
I would love to know.
themselves now,
I would
like,
love to know what technology's out like right now.
that we don't know about.
Yeah, no, like that, like military is using and stuff like that. That won't be like mainstream for another 5 to 10 years from now. Because you know there is like that's
I mean,
always.
you
a
gotta
thing.
assume that they
Flying
have
cars.
You
always a
gotta
thing.
assume that there's technology like, and I want to say this because I watched Avengers the other night, like Tony Stark. Like you gotta imagine that there's technology like that. Like Tony Stark's Elon Musk. Or Elon Musk is Tony Stark, basically. He's just not making
Well,
weapons.
you can't make an Iron Man suit for that man's body unless he's
There's
wearing
no,
it
there's
underneath
no
the
material that's
skin.
light enough to fly like that and also heavy enough to like be a suit.
There's none.
There's not a material that they can.
No, but no, I'm not saying that. Like I'm not saying the suit. I'm just saying
what
like
did I say?
some of the other technology
What is
they're
a
using.
jet made out of?
Well, but it's
Like a
not
fighter
light enough.
pilot.
No,
It's
it's
not
not as-
light enough for a human to wear it, and heavy enough to do all the stuff that he
okay, I
does in
see
the
what
movie.
you're saying.
Yeah, be like that flexible. Like he's a human in a metal suit.
Oh, I've seen it.
I've seen.
It'd be cool if like Wakanda was actually real. Like,
You want
the
some
metals-
vibranium?
The metals of vibranium. Yeah, that'd be sick. But obviously that's an exaggerated thing.
All
But like
day.
you'd have to.
That's
You'd
how I
have to
pay for stuff.
assume-
I go to the grocery store.
Speaking of which, did you see the Black Panther 2 trailer?
62.72, sir.
No.
You didn't see the trailer that came out
Is
for
it
the
sick?
second
All
one?
day.
Yeah, it's sick.
Give me.
Have y'all seen the?
You know who I am?
Have y'all seen the Black Panther 2 trailer
No.
that came out? It's nice.
I gotta
Sick.
check that out.
I like the Black Panther.
I'll watch it.
What's not going to be the same guy? Who is the new one?
No,
No, it's
definitely
not gonna be the same guy. Can't be.
I mean,
Hey, rest in.
Rest in
technology, bro. Bring people back from the dead now. We're crazy.
No, they're gonna pass.
where
it
was
on-
his
they're gonna
sister
pass
on that
it
one?
like
Paul
one of
Walker
the
was in a movie after he
sisters.
died. They somehow was able to put him in there.
CGI'd him.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You
like
think
that.
he's
He
gonna be in the
wasn't-
next one? They're not done yet. They gotta be. It's gotta be
And
another.
so much B-roll.
In 40 years, we're gonna be watching Fast and the Furious and Fast and the Furious 75.
Yeah, they already went to the moon.
They already. You have The Rock swinging a
It's
helicopter
not over.
with a chain.
He's definitely in another one. It's not over.
The Rock is on a car swinging a helicopter with a chain. Come on, I love The Rock.
It's not. It ain't over. They
I also
got
do
more
want to go
coming.
watch the superhero pet movie with The Rock and Kevin Hart. I love The Rock and Kevin Hart in the same movies together.
That actually
the
does
Super
kind of look good.
Pets
I'm not gonna
thing?
lie to you.
Huh?
The
Super Pets.
Yeah,
Super Bad. Did you see the
Absolutely.
video of Kevin Hart and The
And the
Rock doing
tortilla.
God, I could not stop laughing.
It's the perfect
We should do
juxtaposition
that.
of friendship.
Like, that's a good TikTok video for like our account. We could do stuff like that.
What's the rule? You put
You rock, paper,
water.
scissors,
Fill
You
your
put
mouth.
water in your
Water.
mouth, rock, paper, scissors, and you smack them with a tortilla.
Yeah.
Whoever
You
spits
can't
it out
do it
loses.
yourself. Water
Last, spits the
first.
water. Yeah, they lose.
Are y'all good at rock paper scissors?
Great at it. Great at it.
I feel like everybody thinks they are in this room.
And then you play someone that you hate, and you just go and you get a little too close to them, and boom, fist them right in the face.
If
Now
that
I'm
happens,
scared.
if that happens, I'm spitting the water on you, and we're fighting.
Oh, we're fighting. We're fighting.
Necklace.
Man, it's hard. It's hard to get back on track after the interviews.
Well, you want to get back to football?
I don't know.
Matt Corral regrets going to Ole Miss.
He said
How? Why?
He said I took the easy way out because I felt I could play right away. Knowing what I know now and trusting my instincts and trusting my work ethic, I would have went to a place that would have forced me to compete.
Oh, he's just vying for the starting job for Carolina. That's such a mouthpiece move.
that. I mean, why would you?
But
Why
why
did
would
he
you
say
say
that?
that? about your
Lane
college?
Kiffin put you in an offense.
Why
that,
would he
like,
say? Was that like a question? Like, why? How did that come up?
So it's
You
just
were the focal
they
point
said
of the
when
offense.
discussing competing for the starting spot in Carolina,
And you were
Corral
trash
decided to
before
look
Lane
back at
got
his days
there.
at Ole Miss. And
I don't even
said
knew
that.
you. I didn't even know who you were.
Yeah, like who was he coming out? Was he somebody?
He was a good recruit.
I mean, John Reese Plumlee was the guy that I thought. First of all, where is that guy at? Because he was a baseball
He's
player.
at UCF.
He transferred
He plays both at UCF now.
at UCF,
And he plays the piano.
and he's a good dude.
He's gonna. Florida's in trouble.
Central Florida. Have you seen UCF? UCF's one of the biggest campuses in the country.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you thought you had a girlfriend there and John Reese Plumlee comes up, nobody's safe.
This guy runs a 4.3 in the fourth,
And
like
plays
sub
the piano and
4.40.
plays baseball. Like,
He's
that's what I'm
shredded.
saying. He's gonna. Somebody's girl is not safe.
He shouldn't play quarterback.
Somebody's cross.
He should be like a receiver. He should be a slot receiver.
I don't even know who this kid is. So
Yeah, dude.
He ran all over.
The
our
last time
2019.
LSU played Ole Miss, and they ran for like 400 yards. And he had that little white quarterback. He ran for 150 yards and
yeah,
like
kinda.
5 carries.
He ran for like
Yeah.
200.
That was him.
where are you going?
I got to look what I need today.
Jeez. Producer.
For
Jesus.
what?
We got
We got
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Tighten it up, dude. Squeeze your thighs.
Yeah. Pee in a cup.
Unbelievable. Get your catheter.
I would like Les Miles. Did you know that?
He didn't have a catheter.
That's the
That's not
rumor.
No.
You wouldn't know.
No.
He would know.
That's not true.
You don't think the players didn't hear about that?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of secrets are kept from people.
Especially in less.
Not that. That, man, Les has a catheter. So
How
can
would
pee
you
in the
know?
game.
Would you put it past?
Because
us,
that'll
though?
get out. Somehow that's getting leaked by someone to someone. And
Literally.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Man, it smells like popcorn.
Can't be on them khaki pants you got. That's for sure. That's a problem. This
Here's the
camera's
deal,
on
though.
you
When
way
it rains,
too much.
though, when it rains, playing a rainy game, all the
Mikey
players-
100% did that in high school.
All the players piss on themselves.
No,
Risky-
not all.
risky
Time
P-
out.
risky
Stop.
P.
I'm stopping you right now. No,
Pouring
not
down
all.
rain,
I never
they pee
did
on
that.
themselves.
But
I
a
did
lot
not
of
do
players
it.
did.
I've
Mikey
never
definitely
done it.
did. He's
I've
lying.
never done it.
Oh,
He's lying right
he
now.
was waiting for somebody to join
He's
his team.
lying.
I've
Yeah.
never done it,
Right
but that is
now.
a thing. That is
I
a
have
thing.
heard
Yeah,
that
for
before.
offensive linemen.
Why just offensive linemen? I mean, they do
Because they're
it.
gross.
They do it, but like when it's soaking wet and it's raining, you gotta go. I have never done it, but
I've never had the experience, and he
I would
was
admit-
100%
I
waiting
would
for me to be
admit
like,
that for sure.
absolutely.
Yeah, I
He was
would
waiting for me
admit
to
that
be
for
like,
Wait,
yeah.
he wanted me to jump in on that. No,
I would
never.
admit that for sure. I did not do it.
I never did that.
I only played.
I've never had any
You
sort
gotta
of
clip it and say Mikey pissed
like-
his pants.
yeah,
Ain't cool. That's your pee your pants.
Miles Davis. But I've never had like movement, anything during a game. I feel like your brain just shuts that part off, right? Like I never felt like I've had to.
I mean,
pee
I had
or
to pee during the game. It was just never like.
Emergent.
No, yeah.
You
I
pee at
couldn't
halftime.
I use a halftime.
I guess your games are much longer.
And
Maybe
you're
on-
dehydrated.
maybe on the sideline?
You're dehydrated during the game, so you really don't feel
Maybe
it.
on the sideline, you just get a couple people to guard you. You know.
Who was that kicker?
Well, now they got them
Yeah, now they go in the little pop-up
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
The blue tent,
yeah.
Technology. Pop-up tents.
flying cars.
Flying cars, pop-up tents. We're making a lot of headway here.
Every time I notice that somebody, I'm like, it's like a special teams holder or something. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Just pounding down Gatorade to watch?
Absolutely, yeah.
Probably.
What's the
Right.
deal with this thing? Why does it not let me go down anymore?
Not a nickel.
All right, I gotta fix it. I mean, we can talk about football. I just don't want to talk about the quarterback anymore because we're not gonna get anywhere. It's the conversation that nobody can answer.
What's like the? Well, never mind. Y'all said y'all can't talk about that until y'all watch camp a little bit.
Yeah.
Who do you think's gonna?
Yeah, I
pop
gotta. I
out?
can't.
We gotta get some reports out of camp.
I think it's all gonna show itself. We're gonna make a decision. We're gonna be excited about the decision, and I'm just excited that football season's happening. I'm excited that.
Talk to me. What do you
When's
got on
preseason game starting?
I don't know. What do you got on the NFL? Who's hot and who's not?
Oh, I will say this: they came out with their power rankings. First power.
Oh, they
rankings.
did. I didn't even see that.
Saints are like 19th or something.
Undersold, man.
I don't,
I don't
get
get
that.
it.
Undersold.
I don't get it
I
either.
don't get it.
I mean, they
Undersold.
like.
You would think their defensive line would put them in the top 15 before the season.
right? And
Undersold.
you have offensive weapons, and you have one of the best receivers in the league coming back.
Drafted a receiver. You saw Jarvis with the.
You got Jarvis
You saw Jarvis with the
You saw
high school
Jameis
helmet
play
and
good
the
last
LSU
year.
helmet.
You have Alvin on the team. Like,
You saw Jameis play good last year. I think it's
Hey.
all just because of Peyton.
I'll say this. I don't know how far they'll go this year. I do think one very sneaky NFL team this year, the Eagles, bro.
oh no, there's.
Have you looked at their roster?
People are talking about the Eagles like making a Super Bowl run.
Have you looked at their roster?
They don't have a quarterback.
I just said I don't know how. I'm telling you right now, regular
Yeah.
season, they're gonna make some noise.
Their roster's nasty.
They got
promise
AJ
you.
Brown.
Huh?
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
That's who they traded
They
for.
got AJ Brown.
Devontae Smith.
They got Devontae Smith. They drafted. They got
Boston
both of those.
Scott's
they
a
got
nice
both
guy,
of those
nice
guys
player.
from
He's
Georgia,
from
the
Baton Rouge.
linebacker and the tackle.
They signed the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, and
tight
Kobe,
end.
Dean.
No,
They
that
have
was a
Dean
Jets.
and is it Davis?
Jordan Davis, yeah, maybe
The big one, right?
Yeah, the big dude.
That's Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis.
They got another cornerback to go inside of Slay. The Bradbury guy, maybe I think.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, the Eagles will be nasty. Dude.
Yeah, they have a now. They're gonna go as far as Jalen Hurts, but I think they.
I think
that
they're
he's
good
the
enough
guy.
to get past the divisional round. I don't know if Jalen's good enough to throw
Here's
for
the deal, that
13 all the
division-
time.
You think they'll beat the Cowboys for
Yes.
the division?
Yeah, I think
Cowboys
so.
The
stink.
Cowboys stink.
I'm really actually very, very.
They don't
worried.
stink. But
I'm
I
kind of
just
worried
hate
for the Cowboys this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. I kind of am.
I hate
I
the
don't- I don't
Cowboys.
know- I don't
think
know how good
Dak's.
they'll be
I
this
think
year.
Dak's okay. I think Dak's good. Fine. They have good receivers. I think CeeDee Lamb's a problem. Like a problem.
Yeah.
I could get with you on this. Eagles to win the NFC East. Let's see. I'm just gonna check our Caesars.
He said the whole time he's like.
Well, I hate the
Then
Cowboys.
he was like, "Man,
let
let
me
me some
take a
points."
look real quick.
That's what I'm saying. If the odds are good enough, it's worth a squeeze.
I feel like
about
the
to say.
NFL's at a good spot now where they have multiple teams on both sides that can get to the Super Bowl.
It's
entertaining.
wide open.
AFC
Yeah.
West, what do you got?
I mean that's gonna be the division, right?
Yeah, I mean that is the
NFC West too.
AFC West. Is the one
AFC
that's
West
really,
is Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos.
Yeah, that's the
That
one
one.
that's
Let's
really
ride.
talked about.
Yeah, that one has a bunch of. Say them again.
Chiefs, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos.
All have quarterbacks.
No, that's AFC
Teams.
West is
Hey,
a very
listen,
strong division.
I know we're not all
Broncos
huge
country.
Russell Wilson
That's
fans.
right.
Who?
We're not.
Right.
Broncos country.
Yeah,
That's
we're not
right.
huge Russell Wilson fans, right? I get that, but the
I don't mind him,
Broncos,
he's just
the
cheesy.
Broncos were good last year. They had like around the quarterback position were really good. Now you're putting Russell with them.
I'm
like,
just saying, when I think of the Broncos, I legit think of, and look, you got to hear this in a vacuum too. I legit think of the Bucks pre Brady, as far as for team wise, what's there, and then
with a better quarterback.
Bucks pre-Brady. It's the same team, but I'm saying that Brady gets there, and all of a sudden you're like, the team went to a different level.
Oh, you're talking about minus.
Yeah, no, I don't still think the same thing about Jameis.
Right.
Where he was then and who he is
better
now.
now, right.
But when I think of the Broncos, I'm like, that's the team that the Bucks were before Brady.
A quarterback.
Now you're inserting another really good quarterback to the Broncos. Like, what does that turn into?
Speaking of the Bucks,
Julio.
Yep.
Yeah.
Julio Jones.
Over under 8 games he plays in.
Well, here's the thing. That's why I think it's a great sign by them because they don't need him.
Yeah.
But if they have him,
It's a great
and he's
sign.
healthy,
Even
crap.
Even if they like get him, he's not gonna he ain't gonna be the featured guy in that offense. And I think
that's why I think it's a good sign.
Yeah, and I think he knows that too. It just
he's chasing the Super Bowl right now. That's what he's doing.
It's a great sign.
Oh no, if he's right,
I'm jealous of that sign. It's a great sign.
It's a great sign. I mean, if I'm him,
I can line up Julio as my 3 or 4.
Yeah, if I'm him, I'm going either to Tampa or I want to go to Green Bay. Like I'm playing for one of those two guys.
Well, Green Bay he would be like a 1.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
they got who they
much.
just they got
They just lost to Adams.
Yeah, but they have
drafted.
Lazard. They got who they draft too. They didn't draft
anybody
drafted a
until like the
receiver.
second round.
No.
They have Montez Valdez-Scantling.
Nah, he gone. MVS is in.
He left.
He's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
God, they screw Rodgers left and right.
But who did they get?
They drafted the kid that's from a
They got
very small
somebody.
school, but he was like their very high pick too.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Alan Lazard's good if he stays healthy,
Yeah.
but I'm obviously look at this point in my career, if I'm chasing rings, and I have a chance, let's say both of my.
Sammy Watkins.
Oh, they got Sammy Watkins.
By the way, did
Can't
y'all
stay
hear?
healthy.
Wait a second. Did y'all hear this Leonard Fournette story about what happened to him this offseason?
Yeah, they slandered the man.
No. Before the pound thing. So apparently, this is a Tom Brady like
It's actually liable if it's
This is a Tom Brady legacy story. Apparently, offseason starts. He doesn't have any offers and stuff like that. He goes up to visit the Patriots.
I remember. Yep.
He gets a call from Tom, and Tom was like, "What's going on? How you doing? Where you at? I'm visiting them. Blah blah blah. I'm visiting the Patriots. Blah blah blah." He's like, "What do you mean you're visiting the Patriots? Well, like, why are you up there?" He goes, "I'm just trying to make the best decision for my family. Blah blah blah." And Tom was like, "Why are you there? What are you doing?" And he was just like, "What do you mean what I'm doing?" He's like, "All right, well, I'll give you a call back a little bit later." Hangs up the phone. An hour later, he's got an offer from the Bucks. I'm like,
Love
damn,
that.
Tom's got some pull.
Love that. Tom needs him. Tom wants him.
Tom's got some pull.
And Tom, let's be real. Tom made Leonard Fournette a way better running back.
Yeah.
Because now he's catching the ball at the backfield. He's running harder. He's like more committed to the team.
Yeah, I'm not getting.
He got him to buy in. He got him to buy back in.
Well, that's the thing. Is like
he was exhausted.
You want to win for me. Like you don't want to disappoint Tom, and like that goes a long.
Not only that, but the offense totally changed. Leonard Fournette was in the same offense for his entire life. Give it to Leonard.
St. Aug, LSU, Jacksonville.
Jags.
Let me just wear you down.
Yeah. Here's 30 carries in an 8-man box.
Right.
Like it'd be great. Tom Brady.
Yeah. Seriously.
That's my point. So if you are Julio and you're trying to say, okay, I have equal amount of chances to win Super Bowl in Green Bay or in Tampa, I'm going to Tampa. I'm just not getting the call.
Well, first off, I'm not going to Green Bay because I don't want to play
out of
there.
that. Get me out of that. I don't miss me with that. I don't want that.
I want no parts of that.
I guess that's why Buffalo probably wasn't on the table either. Oof.
Buffalo's gonna be good.
LA is probably you say Green Bay, I would put the Rams as probably the second pick to.
Yeah.
Second pick to what?
If you want to try to win a Super Bowl and
I wouldn't even. I think the Rams are the favorite. I don't think
Are they still favorite?
The Buffalo Bills are the favorite.
Oh,
that's a good one too.
Yeah, Buffalo.
But and the NFC side. Those are the 3 NFC teams, right? Bucks, the Packers. Those are probably the 3 favorites.
Yeah,
I
probably.
would assume.
I think you got the Niners and Saints kind of right behind those.
No, he just said the Saints are
Saints are. Well, that's ESPN Power. ESPN
Well, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if I had to pick.
Oh yeah.
My tiers would be the 49ers and Saints. Those are kind of the franchises where any given year they can put it together.
Well, right, but the problem with the 49ers is you just don't know how good is Trey Lance going to be.
Yeah.
But I think that offense for Trey Lance is going to be great.
I mean, they made it to the NFC Championship with Jimmy G, and if they're saying that if they pick this guy, obviously they think he's going to be better. I mean,
Jimmy G
to be determined.
Yeah, right. But Jimmy G has a little more experience. Goes a longer way.
Played under Tom.
I mean, if I look at it, Seahawks are the only team that I think that I can look at. I'm like, damn, they're going to be stinky. The Bears, I don't think they're going to be great, but I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
Boy, if the Seahawks don't get Jimmy Garoppolo,
Stinky.
Oh my God.
I mean, Carson's done, retired.
Yeah.
Who's their running back? Rashad Penny?
Penny. Yeah.
He can't stay healthy.
He was supposed to be their guy too, and he's never.
He had a
really,
good year last year when he was healthy.
Yeah, but he was never healthy. That's been his whole problem his whole career so far.
I think the Saints' defense is just going to be different than most teams in the league. They're so deep. I mean, they were good last year. This offense was putting them on the field.
I'll tell you this.
You got all your defensive ends healthy?
Hey, I'll tell you
Maybe.
this.
Not yet.
You know what'll be one electric game there? Their home opener. That game is going to be.
Who is it?
It doesn't matter. You got the two guys that's coming back from the state playing there, just to kind of hold the whole build.
I agree. The dome has been down the last 2 years. Obviously, 1 year was COVID. Last year, like people still didn't really go.
You want to know who I think the home opener is the Bucks.
They open up with 3 division games.
Yeah, Falcons, Bucks,
Electric.
Panthers.
Hey, electric.
Every year.
Oh, they get fucked by Roger.
Every year.
Their schedule's rough.
No,
this year
rough.
that schedule is rough.
Why does that happen every year? You play the first 3 teams of your division opponents every year.
You want to know? They have a 4-game stretch: Bengals, Cardinals, Raiders, Ravens.
Yeah.
How many are home?
3.
I'll take that. If you're gonna play that stretch, at least
The
3 of the 4
only
home.
game on the road is the Cardinals. Out of that 4,
And the Cardinals will be bad by then.
It's like after like week 6, the schedule. You're like,
And they're playing
who
that
wrote
dome.
this?
Why
would you do this?
It's like
coming
when
back
you
to the
pick
dome.
your own schedule.
Where
in
did you think that this was
NCAA.
fair?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a hot ticket.
Joey B and Jamar coming to
be
the
a hot
dome.
Yeah.
It's going to be a
That's
Monday nighter, huh? Or
is that a
Sunday
Monday
night?
they're
night
gonna
game?
flex
October
it.
16th.
Is that a Monday night game?
Let me look. October 16th.
That's got to be a prime
Yeah,
time
it's
game.
Rebecca's birthday. Easy ticket.
That's got to be a
No,
prime
it's
time
a
game.
Sunday.
Is it?
It's a Sunday nighter.
TBD.
Yeah.
It's at noon.
Yeah, they're gonna flex it.
That's
It'll be
flex.
flexed.
That's
It'll be
flexing.
flex.
It'll be flexed.
It was supposed to be. They've already flexed it once a little bit. It was supposed to be
It's supposed to be the London game.
across the hall.
Oh yeah, but they're gonna. It'll
I think
be
they
honestly.
kinda-
It may not be depending on. I think it'll be the afternoon game.
You think it'd be the Sunday night?
I mean, it depends on what else is on the
They
schedule.
can only flex after a certain amount of
Right.
weeks.
I think that'll. Well, what week is that?
I don't know.
October 16th.
October, whatever week that is.
6 or 8.
Usually
or something
LSU plays Florida that week at Florida.
They can't make that a noon game.
No.
No,
I don't know if they know what's good for them.
I think it would probably be the afternoon slot.
When does-
I don't
If
think.
they
I don't
make
even
it
think it'll be a
Sunday.
night game. I think it'll be the afternoon slot. Like the game of the week. You know what I mean? Like the 4
So
o'clock.
4
Where like
o'clock.
it's national.
It's week 6.
It's not the regional. It's the national game of the week for
Week 6 on CBS.
Dude, but the dome at night is
No
different.
doubt. But I mean, I don't know what else.
Who's going to be on the call for ESPN
They
too?
play-
For the
It'd be
Sunday
a fun
nighter?
3 o'clock game too.
Well, they play on.
I think
they
3
play,
o'clock. 3 o'clock would be fun.
See, but the game after the Bengals is Cardinals on Thursday in Arizona. So I don't know how late they're going to do it for travel purposes.
I don't think that cares. They're still
Suck it
playing.
up.
Yeah.
3 o'clock would be the 3 o'clock game.
What's the Bengals' next game?
I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
I
matter.
only care about fucking the Saints.
I don't know. Close to or the Bengals.
Yeah, I
Not with Joey
gotta
B.
get to that game.
They want to put Joey B in prime time. They want
No, I'm saying for like in terms of like rooting interest, Bengals are.
Oh yeah. But I'm talking about being like screwing them over.
Oh
Roger
no,
always screws
no.
the Saints. Saints
The
and
Bengals
the Patriots.
screw the Bengals. Their owners have no interest in being good, and Joey B was like, "You have to be."
Okay, well we're gonna make you be good.
Yeah, you
It's
have
like
to
just
care
like
about
Coach
this.
O had no idea how to be good.
Sounds like that
Coach O-
owner's been pocketing a lot of money for a long time.
And he's finally coming in. It's like,
He's like, oh, you're making me get off this wallet. All right.
What do y'all need?
Some offensive linemen.
Yeah.
They did.
Want some
They went
linemen?
and got
They
some.
went and got
You
him.
keep it up, you might get you an indoor facility, but don't bank on it.
They got one of those too coming.
Yeah, home openers against the Bucks, week 2.
All right.
I like
Who
it.
do they play week 1?
Falcons.
Oh. Slaughter.
Marcus Mariota comeback season.
It'll
Who's
be
their
a,
backup,
it'll be a
though?
6-point
Desmond
game.
Ritter.
That's right. I
Oh,
like the Desmond Ritter pick.
MikeDinbrock.com.
like the
Marcus
Desmond
Mariota
Ritter pick.
Jr.
True.
They are very similar.
Which gets us to the quarterback conversation. No, I'm kidding.
Nope.
That's over.
It is over.
Do you think the Saints dominate the Bucks in the regular season again, like they have, because of their defense?
And did you see
Or do
Malcolm
you think
Jenkins?
Tom finally figures it out?
Well, yeah, he said that DA. That's what he
If I can confuse him, we can confuse anybody.
right, and he's like he structured the defense to beat him.
All right.
To beat Brady. Him as in
So
Brady.
far, it's worked, except for the playoff.
It should have worked except for the fumble.
Yeah.
Except
Gary
for the
Cook.
fumble. The biggest guy on the team can't hold on to the damn football. It's unbelievable.
It's usually how it goes, huh?
Who did he play for last year?
The Chart.
Yeah, I want to say it was the Chargers.
He was talking mad shit all year.
I think
Yeah,
it was
he was
the
on the
Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Super talented. Big, older.
Talking, yeah, he did talk a lot of stuff about New Orleans when he left.
He's had a long career.
Yeah, bro. You,
Hold
you
on to the
fumble
football,
the
you're a
ball,
legend.
Hold on to the football. Like, same way people talk shit about Jimmy G. I mean, not Jimmy G. Yeah, Jimmy G. The other
Graham.
Jimmy G. Jimmy Graham. Like, he left because he wanted money. He goes to Seattle. That didn't work out for him. He wished he would have. If he would have stayed in New Orleans, he would have been the greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. Had the best numbers in the history of the NFL.
He said he wishes he'd have stayed.
Yeah, when he left, at first it wasn't. It was bad this, and then, hey, bro, grass ain't always greener.
Got a little butt hurt.
I do. When do they go? When do the Saints go to Tampa?
Well, let me pull it back up.
Because Gosman pitches against the Rays
So
in
they
September
go.
on a weekend, I think.
How do you know that?
They go to
Because
Tampa
BG
in
told me he wants to go.
week 13. That's a Monday night game. Monday night
I was
game in
hoping I get
Tampa.
both, but it's not really. Obviously, that Tampa.
It's
they're
December
We're playing the
5th.
Bucks at home early in the year.
Yeah.
So
I
our Monday night game.
I
is
never
in
equate
Tampa.
months to the schedule. I'm so bad at that. I have no idea what.
Well, I was just doing it because if I go to Tampa and I watch Gosman pitch,
Oh, good God!
I
After that 4-game stretch, they play the Steelers. And they play in Pittsburgh, which, yeah. Then
so it's a 5-game stretch.
then after that, it's the Rams at 49ers at Tampa
This is the
Bay
stretch.
bye week.
This is what this is
It's
a
literally like after
Murder's
week 6
Row.
or 8, it's like,
That's
who
a tough
wrote this
that's a tough
schedule? Why
Murder's
would you
Row.
do this?
I think it's the second hardest schedule in the NFL.
I would hope so.
Thanks, Raj.
Sorry though.
Every time.
I feel like they
Appreciate you, big
thrive
dog.
on that.
What do we do?
So I mean, it's 8 games of Murder's Row.
They thrive on that.
That's why their over/under is so low. I think it's only 8 games,
It is.
and it's not because of the lack of talent on the Saints.
Because of
and they're
those
being-
8 games on the schedule.
Well, I guess
shows.
if
Beauty
the
of
power
it is-
rankings are what they are, I could see why they would.
The beauty of it is the defense is gonna be really good, and that helps.
Defense
Like,
travels.
if you have exactly,
Yeah.
exactly, that's gonna keep.
Hopefully,
you in every
health
game.
travels this year too.
Yeah. And the thing is also with a hard schedule like this is if you win most of those games, you're battle tested for the playoffs.
No doubt.
Or you're in a higher seed.
Yeah, but a lot of them don't matter because a lot of the NFL and the way it's seated is all divisional.
No, it's fine, but
But you were going cross-divisional for AFC games.
Yeah,
like,
but
how
well,
did
he's
this
talking
happen?
about
And then
he's
you-
talking
you
about the
play-
playoff
well,
time.
you also-
Like,
So
you're
he's talking about the
playing-
straight
Right, but yeah,
competition.
but I would kind of buck back against that because of now you're worn out. Like we've had to fight through
Well,
all
it's
these games.
it's
trying
17. You're worn out anyway. It
Yeah,
don't
To,
matter.
yeah, but you would
It
rather
don't
not
matter.
play. You'd rather be.
Yeah, but look, it's
It don't
NFL.
matter.
There's
You
not
play-
any easy plays.
It don't
Yeah,
matter.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Like if
It
you're
don't
looking at
matter.
playoff teams, you play pretty much anybody that's a contender. You play at the Eagles in Week 17. You play the Bucks twice, the 49ers, the Rams. I mean, the Cardinals. You play all these teams that you're going to see in the
Eagles have our
playoffs.
number though. Always. I don't know what the deal
Always.
is.
Always.
Oh no! Alvin Kamara broke the streak when Malcolm Jenkins flicked off the crowd in the Superdome. Whenever Sean Payton put one more up, it was like 41-10, and he went over the top on Malcolm Jenkins on a wheel route, and Malcolm Jenkins turned around and flicked him off, and he was just like, "I know what you can't do and can do," but that was the last time the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think he
Yeah.
broke that streak.
That was a few years ago though.
We made
It's like 2
we
years
made
ago.
Hurts look real good recently.
They ran all over us. The last
Oh my
last
God.
last year they crushed
Absolutely
us.
dominated us last year.
Crushed us. Here's what I'm like.
Great unis.
Yeah, you have three
Yeah.
really good receivers. Like, and Marquez Callaway was, I think, solid. He's not number one, but to have him as your
he's
number
way better if he's not your first.
to have him as a number 4 is good. You know what I mean? Like that's
See, because like
we got weapons on.
Because
It's
like
contingent on
the first
Jameis.
corner can lock him down, but the fourth corner, most of them can't touch Callaway. But the first
No.
guy of every team.
I
can
just
lock
keep
him
going
down.
back to if Jameis isn't 30-30, if he's 30-15, man, we got a chance to win 10.
Chance.
And that's
More
what
than that, bro.
and that's what I
You got a chance to win 10.
And that's what I wonder is if how much Sean Payton before he was injured was. You saw the way he played was not Jameis-esque. I would say he wasn't really pushing it down the field. It was very measured, checked.
But that's what he was.
But that's what Sean did.
But I know. But now without Sean Payton and Pete Carmichael, who
I
whenever
think
he
it's
was.
fine.
No, I think you see a Jameis unleashed with all of these
A
weapons.
little
He
bit
brought
more,
them
but I
in.
think you still see him like coach. Like he's gonna take
Take care of the ball.
Take the concept of what he had. Hey, I gotta take care of the ball. I can't force it down the field. He may take more shots than he
Y'all
did.
are forgetting last year. Like what y'all are really, really forgetting is we just talked about him. Marquez Callaway would be great as a 4, right?
Great probably as a 3.
My point is he's not a 1. They had no one to actually throw the ball to last year. So we're talking about
and
what
then your trigger man.
Yeah,
was,
wait. So listen. So we're talking about Jameis's arm and how we didn't. Where were we pushing it? To who? They didn't have anyone to do that with. So I think a lot of that had to do with that too, like knowing like, hey, we don't. Nothing. There's no slight against Marcus Callaway, but he's not what these other guys are.
Especially last year's your first
Especially
year,
last year, he got thrusted into that spot like he wasn't ready for that.
Oh no, but I think it was a very calculated offensive scheme.
Yeah, but he had
I agree.
Yeah, no, but Jameis, obviously, in other situations, in his stints at Tampa, like
right.
Bruce Arians didn't care who he had out there. He was
because he had Mike Williams. I mean, he had Mike Evans out there.
Right.
No, but that's just the way his scheme was. I'm going to push the ball.
I agree,
down the field.
but he
And
also had Mike Evans out there every week.
but
The scheme was that because he knew who was out there.
But Sean Payton has categorically and historically pushed the ball down the field without any weapons at wide receiver. He made
That's not true. Why do you think Jimmy Graham was so good?
Historically, it was shots. It wasn't consistently throwing the ball downfield. It was, hey, we are going to
take shot plays, and I feel like they didn't take as many shot plays
because they didn't have anybody to throw
Because
shots to.
who you gonna shot to?
You think Lance Moore's the guy to throw shots to?
No, you did. You threw shots at Ted Ginn. You threw shots at Robert Mitchum.
The guys that outran the defense.
Right.
Flat out outran them.
You weren't throwing shots to Lance Moore. You're throwing underneath to Lance Moore. You're throwing shots to the guy who's going to take the end off the defense. You didn't have that last year is what I'm saying.
Yeah, who was their kick returner that got the DUI? That's who they used to stretch the field. What's his name? Deontay Harris.
You realize Deontay Harris is your height, right?
But that's what I'm saying. There's not much difference between him and Ted Ginn.
Yes, there is.
How?
Because Ted Ginn's 6'3", and he's just about as fast as him.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's a guy to stretch the field, and Sean Payton has.
You can't stretch it. You can't stretch it if I got to ask you to win jump balls, and you're not winning jump balls. There's no stretching.
I mean, he was the lead receiver before James got hurt. Harris was the
No doubt.
I know. And where's he gonna be this year?
As a slot.
Yeah, where's he gonna be this year?
Which is great.
Same thing, same role.
Where was he? No, he's not gonna be the same role. He's gonna be lead receiver
Olave's
role.
Gonna be your
No,
stretch
but he's
the
gonna
field
be
guy.
he's gonna be the shot guy.
No, Olave's the shot.
No, Olave will
I don't
be.
think so.
Olave was a shot guy at Ohio State.
What do you mean?
I think
Hardy now. Deontay Hardy is going to be the
bad last
slot
name.
guy, reverse guy, short slant guy,
Gadget
to get
guy.
to the house guy.
Gadget guy,
But
Olave's a shot guy.
screen
And
guy.
you got two guys underneath who can get open anytime they want and contest the balls. They didn't have that last year.
which I agree with.
And your shot guy is Olave.
I'll say this. I've been saying this undercover for a while. I think, and look, please do not downplay what Drew did as a quarterback for that offense. But I do think in those last couple years, you really saw who the most important man was on that offense with the constructed roster they had, because he wasn't on the field for the past 18 months.
Michael Thomas.
He was the most important guy on that
He
offense.
didn't have to because he could get open based off his
He
body.
ran. He could run the whole route tree.
Yeah.
He was big and long enough to catch contested balls, and he had him to quote unquote push it. They didn't have that, or anyone that was actually able to do what
And
he
Drew
was able to
couldn't
do.
push it anymore.
And Drew couldn't push it anymore.
But Drew,
James got cannon up for it right on.
historically, now obviously younger days maybe, but if you go look at it, like the offense was more, hey, we're going to throw the ball between 10 and 20 yards.
Yeah.
And maybe a little less than that, obviously. And then we're going to take shots to our shot guys. We didn't have the guys to do that last year. We didn't have the guys to throw the ball 10 to 20 yards. We didn't have the guys getting open.
That play of Kamara just like taking the ball and just running 50 yards, breaking every tackle by itself, like explain that perfectly.
No
'Cause,
doubt.
You really have to do it all by
No
yourself.
doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah,
I think
check
last
down
year-
against Green Bay.
Last year and before, I think the league knew Drew couldn't push it, and they had no one to win route
Right.
after route underneath.
Right.
There goes your problem.
So
That guy's back. Then you add another Jarvis guy like that. Then you got two guys now that can blow the top off.
And before Jameis got hurt, you started seeing him attempt more balls down the field, right? And like throwing it to Callaway, trying to. So I think he's going to take the concepts that he learned last year, like, hey, I'm going to be safer with the ball, but
Yeah.
also, hey, I got weapons, so I'm
Like I
going to be able
said,
to eat a little bit more too.
30-30, they were 8-8. I would imagine that if we could get him down to 30-15, man, there's 10, 11 wins in there.
11-6.
Got to be.
And I'm a big Jameis advocate for this year just because of the body type. He looked so different. He looked so bought in.
Yep.
He like the way he's talking.
Hey, and he was running well last year. Like, he would scramble and get some yards. And, like, don't sleep on Jameis having, like, 300, 400 yards rushing this year as a quarterback.
And also last year was the first year he played with his vision, the LASIK.
Right.
He threw 30 picks, but he was blind.
Like this?
Yeah.
Who down there?
And as someone that had LASIK himself, it's a huge difference.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't had LASIK?
I have. Yeah, I have.
I don't even know if Jameis had contacts before that.
He wasn't wearing them.
No, he had them, but he wouldn't play with them because they would get knocked out of his eyes. So he refused to wear them.
Dude, imagine if he would have gone in there with the goggles. I mean, that would be perfect Jameis.
I don't know. Just that makes me laugh so hard.
It-
Thinking about not being able to see, but like,
What's
let's
that?
run it.
Yeah.
Show up in a football helmet.
I wish they did that.
That's
But
right.
it's gonna be
Did y'all
fun.
Did y'all
At
see
least
that
both
he's-
teams are gonna be exciting.
Did y'all see that he's not going to cut his hair until he's back on the field because of his ACL?
When
Who did?
they?
Get on that
Jameis.
microphone.
Oh, man.
He's gonna be ready game 1, huh?
Yeah.
He's gonna be ready
Yeah.
game 1, right?
Yeah, he's ready.
Yeah, but he's just not cutting his hair until he plays again because of his.
Well, dude, I think the
ACL.
cornrows look good.
Yeah, somebody
It's a
asked
throw
him.
right now.
Somebody asked him
Yeah.
if he should do dreads with it,
Jameis
And
is
and
great.
he said he
Okay,
don't know.
I
He said
love
we'll
it.
see when he step on the field.
Hey, and the best part about Jameis is everybody's bought into Jameis on the team. Like, everybody loves him. That's a big thing. Big thing.
Well, you see,
y'all
he
saw
took all the
y'all
guys
saw-
to Miami.
So you saw the clips of him bringing everybody out.
Yeah, he's.
And then
He's doing
Traquan
that.
Smith was taking shots. Traquan.
Oh, I forget about Traquan's there too. I know, but I mean, still, you have at least have an experienced receiver. I know he hasn't been great, but like, for
Tell me
Teddy's
what
here-
you really feel, Lord.
I can't. He's his last year. This is last year. If he can't show out this year, he's
He's still on
Drafted
his
him in
rookie deal.
fantasy.
huh?
He's still on his rookie
He
deal.
better be.
That's what I mean. It's his last year. His rookie deal.
What he dropped.
What?
What happened back
No, like this, it just fell over.
All right. Good talk. Good football talk.
We
It
did
was a
it.
good way into it. Hope people enjoyed it.
Probably not.
It's okay.
We did.
Here.
They did and we did.
It's here.
Oh, that is what I wanted to make my curtain call. I'm glad it's in there. Whoever put that in there.
Which one?
I gave him hitting lessons when he was 6 years old.
Who, Jameis?
Now he's a world champion.
Monday?
Yep.
Who?
Mondo Duplantis.
God,
Also,
I did see him.
don't
do that
sleep
other
on
day.
the front flip celebration. I mean,
Front
that
flips
was
are impossible.
the Samu. We're gonna play the video. Okay, so we're gonna get there. We are Not My Fault, which is brought to you by Dozy Place. Okay.
Not
Give
my
me-
fault. I ate the whole steak.
Give me the Not My Fault.
All right, hold on. I'm putting in the Mondo right now. Okay, back to Not My Fault, brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. These are always a wild ride. So, not my fault, or is it my fault? Me and my wife. So, my wife is drinking all the tea, and I wish she wouldn't drink the tea anymore.
That's the title of it.
Yes. So, like any family, we drink more than just water. My wife buys Crystal Light. We buy sugar-free carbonated drinks. We buy Ollie Pop sodas. I don't know what the hell that is. He's like, I don't like carbonated drinks. I really just stick to water and tea. We buy a few Japanese tea drinks. When I can find it, a milk tea drink that is rare to find. This is my favorite tea drink and favorite treat. My wife has full reign of all of the other drinks in the fridge, including my tea, but she gets very mad at me when I ask her to save the tea for me. I'm not really enforcing any kind of hard rule on the tea, but I let her have a few sips when I get a glass every now and then. Today when I got home, I could see she had a glass of it. She left it on the counter, and then just now she asked me to get her another glass of the tea. I said she's drinking more of the tea than I am, and she knows it's my favorite tea. Jesus. She absolutely rakes me over the coals for the tea, calling me selfish and a brat, that she likes it too, and that I can't have it all to myself.
Buy some more fucking tea,
I'm about
guys.
to say, seems like y'all need to go with more.
Jesus
more tea.
Christ,
Like,
dude.
I don't know how else to say this.
Buy
It's
some
not
more
that
tea.
hard.
You know what? Stop buying the other shit that she's not drinking and buy more of the fucking milk tea.
It's both of y'all's fault because
Jesus
whoever is
Christ.
going to the store and buying the tea, buy more. And you for complaining, shut up and
Jesus
go buy some.
Christ. What is... I feel like a little kid.
The tea?
I told you these are ridiculous that I'm finding on
Buy
the
some
internet.
more tea.
But
Buy
they're not.
more
There's
tea.
not that many of them available.
Eat more
and
chicken.
It becomes
Well,
more.
this is your segment that you started, so you got to find some more.
That's what I'm. Well, no, what I'm saying. No, not about. I'm not saying that this is a great one because it is. It's not about the tea.
Right.
It's about the respect of the refrigerator and what is mine and what is yours.
Yeah, respectfully buy more tea.
Buy more tea.
But you can't. We're in a world where there is no more tea.
It's that simple.
And have you never been in a situation maybe with a roommate? It doesn't have to be your wife. It could be in college. You're like,
yeah, but y'all don't.
Yes.
Y'all not using the same bank account, so that's a little different.
Yeah,
well, I don't think the tea is expensive.
No,
doesn't
but
matter. That's my point.
There's no more tea to get.
When you were in the roommate stage of life, your bank account probably was like, I don't know if I want to spend more money on this tea.
I'm buying milk tea.
All right,
Here's my thing.
buy more tea.
He said that they have different types of teas.
Yeah,
Okay?
but this is the one he wants.
Okay, great. So stop buying the other type of tea. If your wife likes this as much as you like it, stop buying the other tea and buy extra milk tea, and now you're good. Now, I know it's rare, so when you see it, you buy it, right? My wife likes
Obviously,
cherry bubbly.
It's obviously
Whenever
not
I see
that
cherry
rare.
bubbly, I don't see it. It's always sold out. Whenever I see it, I buy 3 cases of it, and I put it in the house, and now you can't complain
Hey,
I don't have any
I was
more
about to
cherry.
say, it's probably not that rare because seemingly that it's pretty much always in their house.
Hey,
They
you
just
know
don't buy
what?
enough of it.
Yeah.
Buy
You know
more.
what? There's a guy out
If
there
it's there,
named
enough to be a
Jeff
problem.
Bezos.
Buy
He
more.
created this thing called Amazon. You can get anything on Amazon. Go there
All
and
the
get
tea.
Amazon to ship you all the tea. Okay? And stop
All the
complaining
milk tea.
and getting in
I'm going to
stupid fights.
Amazon.com right now.
Stupid fights with your wife about milk tea. What the hell is milk tea
Took my
anyway?
milk tea.
What the heck is
Oh,
milk
it's like
tea?
a boba.
You found it?
Yeah, it's all over Amazon.
Okay.
All right,
Yeah,
problem
exactly.
solved.
Problem
There you
solved.
go.
Next,
Figure it out.
next,
I feel like their relationship is not meant for.
next. It's not gonna
Figure
last
it
if the
out.
tea's really that big of a problem.
Yeah, we're struggling on tea.
Just saying.
Yeah,
All
I,
right.
feel I feel like the selfish and the brat comes from a deeper level than.
Right.
They got deeper problems. He's picking.
Hey, that's
the
when
tea
the
as one of
argument
fights he
argument
wants
starts,
right
and
now.
all of a sudden she's bringing stuff up from 5 years ago. Like, I thought we got past this. I thought we already. Nah, that's deep rooted.
No, this
It
is
ain't
his
going
problem
anywhere.
because he's picking this fight right now. He's
you're right.
opening the door for her to bring up
You're right.
the nonsense.
You're right. All right. Curtain calls. Curtain calls are brought to you, Lance Beal, attorney at law in Lafayette, Louisiana. You want me to go first?
I'll lead it off.
You lead it off.
So my curtain call today, I could go with the low-hanging fruit. So I'll give a little bit of a curtain call to Michael Thomas for finally getting back out on the field after 18 months. Hasn't been there.
That is low hanging. That's very low hanging.
Very low-hanging. But when I think of that as the curtain call, I go to what the real curtain call is it is officially kicked off for I'm tuning into as many and I'm welcoming as many Jameis Winston interviews as I can possibly see this year because they are the best.
The best.
Encore, bring him on more, give him all the questions, don't let him get off of the stage. I love it. I want more.
I love Jameis.
I want more. So
That's
my
a good
curtain call
curtain
is to those they're back.
Love those.
Back.
My curtain call is to a friend of ours, friend of the show, really. He hasn't been on the show yet. He will be on the show in the offseason. His brother is a friend of ours, friend of the show, all-time hits leader, Mondo Duplantis. He keeps breaking the world record, right? Now, here's why. He keeps breaking the world record. Because Sweden says every time you break the world record, you get like $100,000. At least, maybe a little bit more than that. So he keeps breaking the world record. He's broken it like 6 or 7 times in the last year or so. He keeps breaking it by 1 centimeter at a time because why would you go up to the top
getting paid.
when you keep getting?
It's extraordinary.
Yeah,
It's like every time.
that's
What Lloyd did in F45 today.
That's yeah.
Bro, I crushed it today.
I didn't go today.
I took an
know.
Adderall before. Whoa.
Oh my God!
Woo, sweated.
How much did you
Sweated
sweat?
your
in
ass
that?
off.
How much
Yeah,
did you sweat in that thing?
I need
today?
to-
I feel like
I'm-
every
I'm-
week he just breaks his own record.
He does.
Thank you,
He
I'm
keeps
trying
getting-
to.
He keeps getting paid.
Yeah.
So he's not going up. Why would you go to the highest when you can keep getting it and you can make almost $1 million getting to the highest?
Basically, that was a pretty stupid bargaining chip by Sweden.
But I think that's
What currency
I
do
think
they
that's
have?
I think that's everything.
maybe so.
Yeah.
Huh?
I just wonder what's their currency.
I don't know. Nah, don't ask me.
Anyway, my curtain call is we've had this conversation before about Mikey may have had an offer from a certain team that may have needed some help in the outfield. Joey Gallo seems to be their guy off the bench for the New York Yankees.
I got rescinded. It was rescinded. Actually, it wasn't really an offer yet. It was a conversations.
This video is great.
Regardless, let me turn the audio on. Regardless, this is how Yankees fans feel about
Joey Gallo.
It's a good
Joey
game last
Gallo
night.
and what's happening instead of Mikie Mahtook. This could be you.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
There you go.
I've never seen this in my life.
This dude is so New York.
In my life. Are you
That's
fucking
a deep
kidding
dark
me?
place. Joey does not need to see that video.
Put him in this room
I've
with
never-
Sean Ochinko and let them both talk back and forth.
might be his
'cause this
dad.
It would be unbelievable, dude. I love
I like
that.
how he hung up the phone as soon as he struck out. Like, oh, point proven.
Point for yeah,
Hung
I don't have
up.
to tell you anymore.
God, I feel bad for Joey.
That's a
man.
tough place to be in right now. He
God,
does
I feel
not
bad
need to
for
see that
Joey.
video.
I mean, that thing wasn't even close to a strike either. He was just
No.
flailing away.
I was
dude.
breaking ball, but
I mean, it
Right
bounced
here.
4 feet in front of
Listen,
the plate.
hitting a major league pitch is very hard to do.
But when you
Joey's
know,
struggling right
Yeah.
now. It just
I
is
feel
what it is.
bad. I
That
feel
was a
bad
good.
for
That
him.
was a good environment last night, though.
The
when
Subway
when
Series,
Subway
dude,
Series,
those
well, they
are
got
always
big
good.
yeah, not for Joey Gallo.
And they haven't been relevant in a long time.
They
the
both got
Subway
good
Series.
teams right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd imagine.
They're both the Braves. Your Braves are right there now. They're half game back, aren't they?
I think they lost today, so it's probably 1.5.
But they had
now.
overtaken the
But-
lead for
I
a little
did.
bit.
Hey,
but-
I'm about to say 2-year curtain call too. I did see, by the way, Aaron Judge, as of today, has more home runs than
I said that.
Joey Gallo has hits on the season.
So let me rephrase that. Not even rephrase. Let me.
If re-emphasize.
Yeah, Aaron Judge has 38 home.
The number's
runs.
38. By the way,
38, which is stupid, obscene.
Yeah.
He has a chance to break the non-steroid home run record, right?
I
Which
agree.
is that everybody says. He has a chance.
Roger
Maris.
Maris.
Yeah.
Right.
61?
61.
is it 61 or
61.
61. There's a movie about it.
Yep, I watched it. It's pretty good. Him and Mikie Mahtook.
Mickey Mantle was nefarious. He was
Um,
blowies under the seats.
But it's 38 home runs, and Joey Gallo has 37 hits. It's crazy.
do you
Joey-
think he knows that?
Joey's been
Oh, yeah.
pretty active
Yeah.
this year too.
You know, I'll let him hear it too.
Yeah,
Dang.
I mean, you know how you know he knows it because I would imagine in Yankee Stadium.
I feel bad. I do feel
The stats are all over the
I
place.
do
Like, he
not.
can
I
see
like
it.
Joey. I like Joey a lot. I think
Yeah.
he's a good dude. I feel bad for him. Like I do. I feel
That's
it's a
very-
bad spot to
it's a
be in.
very tough place
especially
to
in
be
New
in.
York.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, yours.
Mine is to Brandon Walker. I'm sure we've all seen Big Game Boomers rankings on Twitter.
You've seen 'em.
They're,
You love 'em, huh?
they're notoriously amazing. They're 100% accurate. They never fail to piss everybody off. But so I can't tell like what rankings this was about, but Brandon Walker I guess said something about it or said something about some rankings, and Big Game Boomer told him that's why you need to buy into Big Game Boomer rankings, and he replied simply saying, "No, you're a fucking idiot who ranks things you've never seen." And I was
Yes,
put him in
that's
his
a
place.
very familiar feeling for you, I think.
Yeah, he's such a fucking idiot.
Well, the funniest thing
So you're
was
saying
what,
exactly the
is
same
what,
thing.
is what Mikey
so
said.
today,
He's like,
for example,
know what you do on Twitter?
Yeah.
And he's like, well,
Yep. He's
No.
just they're just baiting.
Yeah, they're just baiting. But so just this week, he came out with like the loudest stadiums in the country for college football. Puts LSU fourth, which bullshit, number one. But then today comes out with student section rankings by conference. He has us 10th in the SEC. How are you gonna tell it we're the fourth loudest stadium, but the 10th best in the SEC student section? That makes no fucking sense.
Because he wants to get people mad, like you mad.
got you.
Well, it worked.
Oh, he got you.
Yeah, it worked.
Good show, boys. Good show. Good show today.
And then last curtain call. I mean, it's got to be.
Russell Wilson.
No, I can't do that.
No.
It is Man Campbell and our guy Kelvin Shepard doing up downs to start the practice.
Where is he? There
Where is he?
He's all the way on the left. You'll see him every now and again. But I caught this. There he is.
There he is.
I caught this on McAfee. They're like, look at old 50. He's like, if you want to see somebody that's going to get
He's
cut,
not going all the way up. He's cheating.
that's the man that's going to get cut from the team. Which he's
Oh, wait,
the,
50?
Yeah, like
guy
the
in
guy
front
that's
of Campbell.
that's fucking the ground. Boom. Second from the left.
Hey, let me tell you something. They're doing up downs right now. This is you. See, look, you've done so much F45 that you're like a burpee pro right now. This is not a thing for
50 is.
football players.
50's having a
It's
rough
not
Hey,
a thing.
I'll tell you one quick story before you sign off. We're at LSU, my freshman year. We had a bunch of. So when you can still do punch running without getting in trouble. I mean, without someone saying that you.
It's hazing.
Yeah, right. So, Truck, our big 6'7" strength coach, was there, and we had gotten into this trouble. Was it your year or the year after you?
I just remember the story.
And so maybe in the year after you.
Yeah.
And so we're in there, and so there must have been like a bunch of guys that missed class or did something.
Actually, no. I think this was your freshman year.
And so it used to be if you get in trouble and you're the person that like either was late or missed class, you'd have to sit in the middle of the circle and you had to say, my name is Mikie Mahtook. I let myself and the team down. I missed my class or I was late to workouts. we have 25 up downs. And so you have to be the one blowing the whistle, saying up or down. So like you're watching, you're not doing the
you don't have to.
Your whole team's doing it, right? So it's like ultimate, like, damn, you fucked us, kind of thing.
You're
right?
doing this, yeah.
So Coach got so mad at us. Mary got so mad at us one time. And
I saw him today.
I know. So we're about to like get ready for practice, and Coach calls us in, gets mad. He says, "You know what, Chuck? Fuck it, 100 up downs." And Chuck's like, 100? He goes, "Yeah, 100 up downs. Is that too much?" Chuck says, "I mean, do you want them to practice today?" He goes, "Yeah." Then 100's too much, Coach. Can't do 100. They're not gonna pick up their arms. They're not gonna be able to make it. He goes, "Okay, whatever you think. Make them do something. I'm sick of seeing this shit." I'm like, oh my God, 100. When he said 100 up downs, I'm like, oh my God. Thank God. Chuck said, "You really want 100? He goes, "Is that too much?" "Yeah, that's too much. Too many up downs."
We could
It's
spend a
just
whole
funny,
episode
you know when
on
somebody's
Larry
mad and they
stories.
say something unreasonable and somebody's always calm enough to be like no, and they're like, whatever.
Just make them suffer. Do something.
They're trying to stay. They're trying to stay mad, but like it's kind of hard to stay mad when somebody.
And then up downs in football pads stink too. That's probably
the
worse.
worst.
And usually you do up downs after practice. That was
With
before
no
practice,
helmet,
at least.
usually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ugh.
no, not good.
If you're doing up
Those were
downs,
bad,
Nothing
and
good has happened today.
Those were bad, and the get in the goal line, get in a 3-point stance, and sprint 5 yards, get down. Sprint 5 yards, get down, and you have to wait till everybody's there. Bro, my legs would be. It was like a high school thing. My legs would be shaky. Maybe it was 10 yards, whatever it was. But you had to go get down. Get down. You had to wait till the whole line. St. Thomas More, we don't cut anybody, so you had 100 million people on the football team. So you had 8 rows deep.
The way we did it here was the worst. I think that people like ask me what was the worst conditioning we ever had. I think it was worse. The way Moffitt had it set up one year was you would start on the goal line. There's a cone on the goal line, a cone on the 5, a cone on the 15, and a cone on the 20. So you start on the goal line. You would jog to the 5, hand in the dirt, run through the 15. You had to finish through the 5, right? So you would finish. It was 10. I think we did 10 sets of 10. So it was like rapid fire 10 and you got a break. Through the 15, you'd finish through the 20. As soon as you get to the 20, turn around, come back, hand down on the 15, through the 5, through the goal line. Like you couldn't pull up early, basically. Like you couldn't run 6 yards, pull up, and be able to turn around. Like you had to finish through the line, slow down at the 15, or it didn't count. Oh, it was ridiculous, bro. You get to number 6, and you were literally like, oh, I might as well just fall out of it. I might just roll to the 10 because I'm not going to run.
Sucks.
It's the worst.
Sucks. Hated that.
And they would hold the count sometimes too. So if you jumped, start over.
See, our coaches would do exactly what you were talking about. There was no set yardage, just whenever the whistle hit. Like, so you could just go and if you didn't stop fast enough, start over. It's like y'all are gonna kill somebody one day.
That stinks.
It was great.
Yeah, we had a guy. Never mind.
Die.
No, we just had a guy do something, try to be really funny, and he wasn't a popular guy on the team. And morning dew before the playoff game, he goes out early and draws a big penis in the field. And our coaches found out who it was and made him do pencil rolls. And through the Thanksgiving, and it was cold. Made him do pencil rolls to erase it.
That's a good punishment.
He was dripping wet.
Punishment fits the crime.
We gonna draw a big penis on a football field in the morning.
He was trying to He was trying to be funny, and then, boy, was he not. He regretted that one. I'm talking about he was soaked, and it was freezing cold. And I'm like, boy.
Yeah,
we like hoodie on, like
no change of clothes.
Yeah, that stinks.
That's tough.
That sucks.
Can't call mom because what'd you do?
No more jokes for you. No more jokes for you.
Man, good show today, boys. Good show. We will be live on Friday from Earl's. Probably should text Earl's and let them know that we are live, but we will be live on Friday from Earl's, 4:30 to 6. If you want to come have some drinks with us, come on. Appreciate all the people tuning in. We are growing. We can see us growing. We can see the numbers on the YouTube channel growing. I appreciate your support. Please continue to like us, follow, subscribe, share it, tell a friend. We've been getting a lot of positive feedback. If you got anything nice to say it. If you don't, say it too. We don't care. Talk shit to us.
Jack will take care of you.
Yeah,
say whatever you want to say.
As long as you're interacting with us, we don't give a shit.
We may fire back.
We may fire back.
We will.
We're live on all podcast networks, Spotify and Apple, and we actually have a TikTok, which has actually been doing pretty well.
What's the TikTok name?
Mik'd.
No, just mic'd up.
I think it's just Mik'd up. I might have kept the _8. Just
we have a Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Go ahead. Good thing,
Mik'd up _8 like the rest of them.
Yep.
Excellent.
There we go. Easy to find. I'm glad I'm not on TikTok, so China can't get my information. They can still your information.
I'm huge on TikTok, so if y'all want to follow me, no, I'm just kidding.
I ain't got no TikTok.
Huge in
He
China.
doesn't even have a profile picture.
I'm not even on TikTok.
But thank y'all.
I think TikTok's the last. I'm not gonna do it. I'm done.
No, I want to do TikTok.
What's the next one? Like, I
Something-
don't think I'm
something
gonna
will
do that one.
Something
You know,
will
like
happen.
I've drawn the line.
Something will happen. All right. Tune in again on Friday. Thank y'all for tuning in now. We're gonna have some announcements on Friday about next week's programming. We're trying to figure that out right now. I am going to be out of town for a couple days for a work trip, but we're gonna figure this thing out. We'll let you know. We'll give you updated on Friday on what's going on.
Don't give up on us.
Don't give up. We're here. Thank you for tuning in, Mik'd Up. We were watching Mik'd Up, listening to Mik'd Up. Brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We will see you on Friday. Peace.
Let's ride. Mountain Nation, let's ride. Mountain Nation, let's ride. Mountain Nation, let's ride. Mountain Nation,